Ulonga tabati yada to ye ko madaifa. Ino to ye ko jeun. Ulon fi bipa. Oba tala, oba takutakun. Songo Eshu, Ogun Oya Osun. Kini ṣẹ̀ṣe tán ṣe nílé yìí o. Ó jẹ́ lọ jàlá.
Alafia, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Welcome to another episode of the African Spirituality Experience. I'm your host, Orisha Bami, and we are back, tribe. We back with another one of them ones, man. We got the Wunam, the Aje official mother of the tribe, man, back with us in the building. It's been a little minute, but with all that being said, peace and blessings. How you doing, Wunam?
Peace and blessings. I'm well. How you been?
I've been good. I can't complain. Just trying to, keep grinding, keep hustling, keep the movement moving, and keep doing what we do.
Yeah, I know that's right. Everybody's grinding and hustling, boy. Grinding and
definitely.
hustling. So let me ask you a question. Did you embrace the energy of the Lionsgate?
I did.
Okay.
And you know what's funny? My embracing was for the most part like sitting my butt down. You know what I'm saying? Like really just sitting down and taking time to kind of unplug and just be at one with being at peace, chilling, like just sitting still, sitting in stillness. And it's something that I know I'm supposed to be doing a lot more often. I remember when it came through you that's something that I need to be doing, a while back. And I'm still working on it, but I'm proud to say I did sit my tail down for a couple of weeks, and then definitely throughout the portal, I've been kind of chilling, taking it light. So that's pretty much how I did it. That, reading, studying, and just unplugging and chilling and taking it light, man, getting some rest and letting the body, the mind, body, and the soul get rejuvenated.
You're supposed to be outside embracing that energy. That
well,
DNA,
I did that too.
That DNA coming down in there, you got to get that energy from outside. No, I think you on the show with us when we did it last Friday?
You talk, the prayer, yeah, on 8/8, right?
Right. Hold on for a minute. Why is this popping up? Upload recording, just remove that out. Okay, what is it doing? Okay, all right. So, yes, last night when we all did the chant, and then we went outside after we started doing the chant.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, I was on there.
You came in late. That's right. You did come in. I remember.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got a little bit of that energy coming in there.
Well, what's funny is the reason that I came right on to a live right after that. I was telling the tribe on the live stream, like, yo, I just left a prayer session, with Wunam, and it was dope because I remember I think it was you and then a couple of other people who was on the call that was talking about how the elements of nature was kind of like, like playing along or showing their presence as well, in the session. So, and that's funny because that's something that I was talking to somebody earlier about like when I do divinations outside, when I do consultations outside, how the elements of nature always play a part, no matter if it's the wind picking up, blowing at certain times, or butterflies flying by, dragonflies coming by. Like it's always some element of nature that makes its presence known, anytime I'm doing anything, especially spiritually outside, in the elements. So it's definitely a real thing. Matter of fact, I wish I'd have thought about it. I caught a dope picture of a beautiful rainbow earlier today as well. Beautiful rainbow. I'm talking about it was a real powerful, pronounced, defined rainbow. I meant to send that to my email so I could have shared it on the screen tonight, but I forgot to do it before we jumped on.
That's okay. But let me tell you something. That energy was very powerful. The next day, the black owl showed up in a tree.
Wow.
Now, who is the black owl?
That's the mother's, ain't it?
That's the mother.
Aje.
Next day, showed up in a tree. Like to say, yeah, I heard you, daughter. I heard you. So it was very powerful, but there was so much more to that energy than just the DNA download, which I touched on after. But I want to say to your listening audience, for those who missed it, y'all, the chant goes, I call upon the lion of the ancestors, open the gates of gold before me. And the chant is very, very powerful. Now, it's still a little bit of the energy that's here that y'all can still go outside and do it. So make sure you go outside and do it. But again, it's I call upon the lion of the ancestors, right? Open the gates of gold before me. So what you're doing is you're embracing that energy from the Lionsgate portal. And it's doing so much more than just downloading information into your DNA. Y'all got to remember the DNA is being reactivated, not DNA activation. People get it confused. Don't listen to nobody. It's not DNA activation. They're downloading more information into your DNA, but it's DNA reactivation because you remember at one time in the other ages, we use more strands of our DNA with more lighter beings. So when that portal opened up, you're talking about star codes being transferred into your body, into your solar plexus, right? You're talking about DNA activation as far as not, and I'm talking about activation of more energy being put into your DNA in that way, but your DNA is reactivating on its own. But what the portal and the energy from the Stargate did was actually put the energy and the light codes into the body to be able to embrace that information that's being downloaded into your DNA. So it was very powerful energy. This year, there was a double ascension. Okay. It was double. So everybody who, we had class last night, y'all. They was like, well, why it feels like this and it feels like that? Because you had double the power. So the energy was double the power, meaning sort of like if you were manifesting things on a basic level, now you're manifesting things on a double level, right? It's going to be quick. It's going to be quick and fast. So if you was doing it in a basic and say you want to manifest a car and it came in about a month or two, this time it might come in a week. That's the double ascension. So the energy that's being sent out from this Lionsgate portal being open is like super powerful. Okay, super powerful. More lucid dreams, right? Quicker manifestation. If you have abilities to see, like we do, or if you call yourself a psychic or whatever you call it in European terminology, your psychic abilities will be 10 times enhanced to the 10th power. So if you can see a little bit, you're going to see a lot. Okay? So there is a special energy that was brought through this year from the Lionsgate. And people needed to be outside to embrace it, walking on that ground barefooted. Okay? So yes, that energy is very, very powerful. Y'all still have a chance to do it real quick because a lot of people think it's only on 8/8. The Lionsgate portal opens between July 26th and ends on August 12th. So you just missed it. Y'all probably gonna catch the remnants of the energy. Okay.
Ashe. Yeah, we got the tribe out here trapping already. Shout out to Goddess Shy Lotus said, well, y'all was talking over here in Philly. I listened in the darkness. Yeah, man. That's how she was doing when I was in Africa and Nigeria. She was turning up when I was over there. Oh, and real quick too, before we get started, I gotta make sure today of all days, I don't forget this. Do you want to open up with the prayer to the ancestors? Because I got a special one that I want to definitely salute and highlight today. So I don't want to do that before you. I don't want to do it before you.
Okay, let me get my shaker, y'all. Can you pass my cocoa, Dinkwa?
Yeah, man, because it's definitely some powerful ancestors in the building tonight, as they always are. But I definitely see a few of them I need to highlight, at least one anyway, for that matter.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, while he get the shaker, I'll go ahead and do that. So shout out to. Oh, you got it?
He's coming. Go ahead.
Okay.
You can do the shout.
Okay. So shout out to my big mama. We all know this is a mama's house, and we all about showing love and supporting the mothers and everything with the feminine aspects and principles. So shout out to G Lady, man. That's my grandmother who today is her birthday. And so I was just telling Wunam, we had us a nice little dope brunch together earlier today, man. I got to sit at the shrine and chop it up with her and just talk to her and really hold it down with her, man, for her birthday. She would have been 101 today. If she was still with us in the physical plane. So with that, I'm gonna make sure that today is the G Lady Day in these Ashe streets, man. We're gonna show love to my big mama, my grandmama. G Lady, man, we miss you, we love you, and we appreciate you being here, holding us down and showing all this this love and support. So with that, I'm definitely ready to get it cracking.
All right, we're asking the ancestors to rise up. The ancestors rise up. I'm calling on the ancestors to my mother, and I'm asking that you rise up. I'm calling on the ancestors to Lisa Benny's mother, and we're asking that his ancestors rise up. We're asking that you speak to us, speak to us. We're asking that you guide our path. We're asking that you protect everybody, protect the family that's watching. We're asking that you protect them and guide their path. We're asking that you infuse them with your wisdom and your energy, ancestors. We thank you for continuing to guide us. We thank you for continuing to teach us. We thank you for continuing to be with us, north, east, west, and south. We thank you, ancestors. We thank you, ancestors. We thank you. Ashe Toy Move.
Ashe, oh, toy moo. Now I'm ready to make it do what it do. Definitely
Okay.
ready. Yep. So now you were saying that there's a lot of different energies that came down besides just the traditional ones or the ones that most people think about that we have, because I heard you speaking about a lot of different aspects of downloads and a lot of different aspects of upgrades, a lot of different aspects of gifts. And you know what it reminds me of? And I think me and you, I think we talked about it before, but have you seen that series Supercell on Netflix?
Yeah, I seen it.
So are you saying that it was something like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? We got something on the lines of the supercell, supernatural abilities that's kind of cool.
Well, a little bit. It's coming. It's
I
coming.
got you. I got you.
A little bit. Depending on who embraced that energy, and you're spiritual. You was there. A lot of
Sure.
people that was there that was able to chant with us, and that was able to, actually speak while the Lionsgate portal was open, have been lucky to embrace that energy.
I
So
sure.
yes, if you all already had some superpowers, as I call them, or powers, natural powers, they're being enhanced.
I sure.
Right, enhanced. And if you don't believe me, test it out. Because people gonna say, I don't feel nothing. I don't. No, test it out and see. Go outside and make the wind blow. Right, call on the spirit of wind. Or go talk to that plant. Tell that plant to give you the leaves like they do. They do this on TikTok all the time. But start talking to the elements and watch how they work for you.
I say. Now, is there a specific way that, like, when people, excuse me, when people are doing that, is there a specific thing that we should do before we do it, or like is there a specific call, a specific chant, or any type of offering that we should give, when we're communicating with nature like that?
Well, when you communicate with nature like that, without you talking about without the Lionsgate,
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
no, no. What you need to do is just go outside barefoot.
I
Go
say.
outside barefoot. You don't have to give an offering. I mean, unless you want to give an offering to your ancestors and give them some water, coffee, or whatever you give them. But for the most part, go outside and put your feet on that dirt, on that grass, not cement, y'all, and you begin to start connecting with nature. Sit there. You can even sit on the ground and just talk to the trees. I talk to the ants. People think I'm crazy. I don't give a goddamn. I talk to the ants, right? I talk to the bugs and spiders, right? So what you want to do is begin to start interconnecting with nature because you're very much a part of it.
Right.
I say every time you walk outside, you walk into yourself. So why not talk to yourself?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
when you begin to talk to yourself, you begin to get a closer connection and intertwine with yourself, which is nature.
I say.
Right. So, I mean, a lot of people, there's different offerings, especially if you're doing rituals, though. You know what I mean? If I'm
Right.
doing a lot of rituals outside, yes, of course, we do certain offerings, but for the most part, to make that connection with nature, just understand that you are that very thing called nature.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I say.
Yes.
That's what's up. Yes, sir. So yeah, so with that, did you have any, like, outside of the owl showing up, did you have any other, like extraordinary like downloads or any type of, upgrades, anything that kind of happened within your within your journey, like throughout this Lionsgate portal?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm always, and it's not even about ego. I'm so connected with nature because I've been doing this for years.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like if I do have something that happened, it could be my dreams are like super lucid, right? And I'm just gonna say it's almost like it's like it's real, like as real as we are right now. That I can say that it seemed like it was enhanced after the energy of the Lion's Gate. I will tell you this too. One more thing, thinking. Now I don't know if I talked about it before here, but you all know I used to say if I think something, it happens. So a lot of times when people call me to do rituals, I do a lot of mind rituals. I have a lot of spirits that walk with me besides Orisas, okay?
Right.
And I'll think it. I'll think of what I want to happen for my client, and it happened. They'll call me back and say, "Thank you for doing that." I ain't lift a finger. So I noticed that also within I'm gonna say within the last few days. I'm sorry, that actually been enhanced. That energy, okay? So it's like the energy that this the Lionsgate brought to me is enhancing that ability. to be able to think it and it'll happen just like this, or say it and it'll happen just like this. So that's powerful within itself.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is. Because I know a lot of people have this happen. I know myself and then you as well. But a lot of times, if you think about a person that, you know what I'm saying, you communicate with often, and you don't even have to be often, but you just think about a person a certain type of way or for a certain amount of time, then boom, they'll call, you know what I'm saying, or they'll text, or, you know what I'm saying, or you might run into them in traffic. Or, you know, it happens a lot. Like, that happens a lot, especially like with people who I communicate with on a regular basis, like parents, like my moms or my pops, or, you know what I'm saying, like anybody that I communicate on a regular basis, I could think about them and boom, they'll call or text, and it's like, boy, I'm like, boy, boy, that frequency, boy, that telepathic frequency, boy, it's texting, boy. It's definitely making moves.
That's even being enhanced too. You remember in ancient times, he was able to communicate telepathically, and as a matter of fact, that's how I communicate with our cosmic family telepathically.
I should.
Maybe beyond some comprehension, it may not, but the ones who know, they know. So we're able to communicate with them telepathically. However, the energy of the Lionsgate being open just enhanced that. Right?
Yeah.
But people got to pay attention, because some people are not paying attention and not realizing that, you know, some of this stuff is happening naturally, right? Because of us going through a transformation, the whole planet, the whole galaxy, going through a transformation anyway. But with the actual Lionsgate portal opening, it just put it to the 10th power.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's very powerful. And it's been, I feel like it's been a lot of that, even without the Lionsgate portal, there's been a lot of, you know what I'm saying, stuff happening, especially in the cosmos and the, you know, in the cosmic reality and the spiritual realm, and the ethers, like all that. It's definitely a lot going on, because I can't, like, I know you've definitely dealt with it, but how many like people or excuse me, clients or some of the people in your community have been talking about like the energy levels have been low, or kind of like, you know what I'm saying, they ain't been in the mood to do nothing, or just kind of like lethargic, just laying around, or, you know what I mean? Like, it's just been a lot. Bodies aching for no reason, you ain't did nothing different, or, you know what I mean, extra. Like, how many people have you spoken to, like, that you serve, that you've heard that from?
I'm gonna tell you like this. It's funny you said it, because I had one call tonight. I had a reading out of Jersey tonight, and she said the same exact thing. And I had to say, well, you got to be motivated, my sister. Right. She said the same thing, because there's a few clients that I'm getting that are feeling that energy, but they got to realize it's in line with what's going on with your physical transformation, because they are working on the body. Remember, you're talking about the Lionsgate portal opening up, so star codes will be put in your body, so it can work on your solar plexus, right? So it can work on all of your different abilities in your body. So you're going to feel that at first. But when you come out, you're going to love the energy that you're going to see. Right.
Nah, I believe it, because I'm telling you, I feel like that's why I was like, I feel like they sat me down like a couple of weeks ago. Like, I literally, I wanted to jump on and do live streams, and I wanted to, you know, do a lot of different episodes and all that. My capacity was there, my mental capacity was there, but spiritually, it was like, nah, you're gonna sit down and chill. So I learned a long time, well, not a long time ago, but I learned recently, like, I got to be more obedient, especially when it comes to the body and to spirit. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit down and chill. I'm gonna do what y'all telling me to do, and you know what I'm saying. When y'all release me to go back to work, let me know. I'll be back out there. But in the meantime, I'm gonna chill, man. That's exactly what I did. But I feel like that was specific and intentional as well for me to do that, because I did get a lot of downloads. Matter of fact, Arumula, I feel like was speaking to me the most, Arumula and the ancestors. And I see it, you know, based upon like the divinations and a lot of different messages that came to fruition that happened in real time, that I'm like, yo, this is dope. And as a matter of fact, I had a situation with an owl, I think two since the last time you've been on here, but one of them was about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, where I was chilling on the back patio, and it was late too. It was probably like midnight, maybe after midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, whatever. But one just flew by, and it came out of nowhere, and it just, like, when it flew, it wasn't like flapping his wings. It was just in a glide. Like, he or she just glid right by the yard. And I'm like, it went right over the fence and just kept gliding. Like, damn, like out of nowhere. And I knew it had to be an owl, because it was moving kind of fast, but it was so big. And there ain't no other big birds that I know of that fly at that time of the night, you know what I'm saying, besides the owl. So it was dope. I don't know what that means. Huh?
That means that the mothers was visiting you. That's what that means. Now you need to go get a mother's offering.
I sure.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Give them an offering. When you see them, they're coming to you, so give them an offering.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
The eggs?
Yeah, do the eggs.
Gotcha. I got
Give
you.
them some eggs and some palm oil and go appease your mothers.
I sure. That's
Yep.
what's up. That's
Yeah, we
what's up.
just, I just went to the bush the other night to do some offerings to the mothers, and we went back to an old tree that we used to go to years ago, and they were so happy. You should have seen it. It was late at night. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning. That tree
Mm,
was going crazy. I was
mm.
like, okay, mothers, you happy? But they showed me, because they'll show me where they want their offerings. So they was
Wow.
like, you need to go back over there by that church we was at the T junction. Boy, we
Wow.
went back to that tree, and they were so happy the tree was blowing at night. I said, okay, I got you, mother. Gotcha. You know.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, when they come, you can always give them an offering.
Yeah. That's deep. And you know what? That reminds me of, you remember, I don't know if you remember or not, but a while back I had gave an offering and I went to appease them, and I went and I brought it to the, by some trees, going to the entrance of the bush, and I dropped it off, and then I bullshit you not, within maybe, I don't know, maybe a week or so later, I was walking around the neighborhood walking my dog, and it was a beautiful red cardinal that was in the identical same exact spot where I dropped that offering off for the mothers. I was like, yo, you talk about a confirmation. I was like, yeah, I feel like, yeah, that definitely, that
Yeah,
offering was accepted, boy, because
see?
cardinals, ain't they tied to the mothers too?
Yeah, all the birds are tied to the mothers. All
Gotcha.
birds. Yes.
That's what's up.
Yep. All
That's
birds
what's
tied to the
up.
mothers. So yeah, yeah.
That's it.
So that they let you know. So see, a lot of people don't pay attention. You gotta pay attention. They try to talk to you,
Right.
but you ain't listening. You gotta listen to the mothers, right?
Right.
Very powerful energy.
Hmm.
Very powerful.
That's what's up. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. There's definitely a lot going on. And then also I see, shout out to the Unique Tribe. She wants to know how to book. So I'm gonna drop the link to the website. Which way you want me to have her reach out to you to
You
book a
could
divination?
do the Africa's Gift africansgift.com.
.com?
I think
Okay.
yeah, put it in there for him too. And you could book
Okay.
that way. Okay.
Okay. I think I found it.
You know, one of the things we've talked about the EME before, but I want to share with you further on in the conversation a few
Mhm.
other, the other traditions where they have EME, but they're different names.
Got you. What do they call them?
You have, and I'm gonna show you what I have. I just made this for the people who want to know. There's different ones. You can see these.
Hold on, let me highlight you.
Okay. Can you see this way? You might be able to see it this way.
Yeah, it was coming in and out. If you pull it, either we saw it both ways. If you
I'm
want,
gonna
if you can
just
pull
go
it.
over it real quick because I want to share this. Now, these are three of the tribes.
Okay.
Okay, that first of all, I was born into one in Cape Verde. We call them something different. I was also initiated with the Fafa and the Dagoma tribe. I want to share those with them because a lot of people think it's just all the EME for Yoruba. But I want to share this people with the people because last time we just talked about EME. So in my country of Cape Verde, we call them, y'all ready? Mujeres de Poder, right? And they're the equivalent of the EME, but we govern the sea. Okay? So the meaning of the women in our tribe,
Real quick, Uno, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but can you spell that for us? Because I'm writing that down too.
okay,
Uh-huh.
MULHERS.
Mulhers.
HERES, I'm sorry. ES.
Mulhers.
Dipodor. It's DIPODER.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I got DIPODER.
I'll give you the shorter version. The shorter version is the Terra. TRRA. Terra.
TRRA.
They're the equivalent to the Iyami Aje. Now,
Gotcha.
these women of the power, they're spirits of the sea. Now,
Mm,
remember, I told you some of the most powerful spirits come out of Cape Verde because we are considered sea women. Our ancestors go back to the sea.
mm-hmm.
You have Cameroonians, their ancestors go back to the sea. So they're like some of the most powerful spirits that come out of the sea.
Mm,
So they're considered the aspect of the Iyami in the sea version.
mm.
Okay.
That's sure. That's what's up. Now, would they be considered like sirens or mermaids or, you know what I'm saying, anything like that? Or are they totally different?
Yeah, like that. They're very
Okay.
powerful, but it's equivalent to Mami Water, Ajay, or Lacoon, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's sort of like, a lot of people like to refer to the Iyami as witches. They're not. They don't
Right.
even like that word. And
Right.
people don't know that.
Right.
They're equivalent to the actual Iyami, the mothers. They're like mothers of the sea. And they're very, very powerful too.
I sure. Now, is there anything specific that we can do like for them or with them, like to appease them in regards to like how we could do the things that we do for the mothers here, like with the eggs, for example, like going to the trees? Like, is there anything we could do for the water deities to appease them?
Yeah, you want to go to the sea and give them offerings. They like all kind of offerings. They like fruit, like animals. They like birds. They like goats too. Just like back home in Africa, there's a lot of different things you could give offerings to them. Okay,
Sure.
toys, jewelry, fake jewelry, stuff like that. You can send it to the sea. A lot of times when we go, we give a big offering of different things. Fruit, we give a lot of fruit, right? We
Sure.
we bring the pigeons out there too, right?
Sure. That's what's up. Do you release them or do you like are they at ball?
No. You release them to them. You give them. You're offering them for blessings. Last year, I'm gonna just tell you, year we go,
Right.
and we include all the spirits too.
Oh yeah. I'm
When
looking
we
forward to
came back,
going with
money
you.
was flowing like this. Money
That's
was
what's up.
flowing because the Ajay is responsible for wealth.
Yeah.
So on top of us offering the Ajay, we also offered our other sea gods for blessings, for protection, to deal with enemies. You know what I mean? So they do many different things. So yeah, ask for that, and when you give them the offering, you're asking for all of that. Blessing, good health, all of that.
Sure. That's
Right?
what's up.
And in my tradition, the mothers in our tradition are the keepers and the keepers of secret medicine. Secret medicine, okay? So
That's what.
certain medicines we can make that are given to us by our sea family that are given to the people to help on an island and stuff like that and in the villages. Okay.
Yeah.
Now the Fafa tribe and Fafa and the Gomba, two tribes, one and the same right there. I was initiated 2 years ago, back in 2011. Very powerful. They call them the Naba Poka. Naba Poka. Okay.
How you spell that one? Is it NABA?
NBA and then Poka, Poka.
POK. Okay, got you.
And that means mother.
I see.
Okay. And they're considered the children of the Bagari. They're equivalent to the Iyami Osoranga.
How you spell that one, Wunam?
Bagari, Bagra.
BAGRA. Got you. Okay.
Gabara.
Gabara.
All
That's
right.
dope.
So their roles are the same as the Iyami. Women elders are in charge of the initiations, earth shrines. They're the protectors of the community, and they're also the protectors of rain. They're responsible for bringing rain down to the village. But they have the power of the Iyami. Okay. Now the Dagomba, we're called Tendanas. Tendana.
Is that TINDAANA?
Tindaana. Tendana. So in the Gomba, I'm considered the daughters of the Tendana, the mothers in the tradition, just like the Iyami.
Right.
Right?
That's what's up.
They are the guardians of the land. And see, this is where the name Wunam came from. Their gods are called the Wunonam, and the Wunonam are the gods of the ancestors of the land. So I'm considered the daughter of the Tindana, like I'm the daughter of the Iyami Osiranga.
Sure. Now, what tradition is that? What spiritual tradition is that one connected to? Wunam?
That one's to the Gomba.
Okay.
The
Is that
Gomba tribe, northern Ghana.
okay? I was about to say, is that the Ghana tribe? Okay.
Very powerful tribe. And let me tell y'all something. Just like everybody sees Ifa, everybody and their mother puts everything about Ifa online. We're not allowed to do that. That is it's more sacred. So when we got initiated, we had to go up into the bush. You are not to show your initiations. You're not to put that online. You said everybody and their mother showed their initiations online, everything, right?
Yeah.
Everybody.
I don't
You
think we
know,
should be doing that in Ifa either.
well, they do. They be on there showing them with their
No, I'm
dress
saying I don't know.
on.
Yeah,
Huh?
no, but I mean, I was just saying I don't know if it's a good idea for us in this tradition to do it either, though.
I don't think they should.
'Cause
I feel like that's something that's sacred.
it's sacred,
And it's
right?
something that is sacred. You shouldn't be putting it all over line and stuff like that, but to each his own. You know what I mean?
Right. Hmm.
Um, I will say this, all of them are pretty much one and the same, except they're called different names because it's different tribes.
Right.
All of these are very powerful mothers. Okay. So,
Mm.
I just wanted to share that because these are the three things, born into one tradition in Cape Verde, I already was born a mother as far as being the daughter of the Aje of the Sea and the Olokun. I was already born like that, right?
Right.
My mother, my grandmother, and there's certain traditions that we carried on with that system of being a child of the sea, of the Olokuns and the Ajes, and there's so many more that we have. I know Krista said something about, is it like mommy water? What did she say?
Let me find that one. Do you remember who it was?
Somebody and something said something about mommy water. I missed it.
Let me see if I can find it real quick. Um, I'm about to find it because it's the comments are coming in. I'll look through it though and see if I can find it real quick. And then at
Okay.
the unique tribe, I'm about to paste the I was able to transfer the website. So this is the site that you can book with Wunam for your divination at Unique Tribe. But yeah, I'm gonna have to look for that one, Wunam, in regards to what they said. You said it was about Mami Wata?
Yeah, she said something about mommy water.
Okay, let me see, can I
Okay.
find it? Okay. So okay, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt. So
Well, that's okay. I just wanted to share that
okay.
with the
Let
people
me
so
ask
they
you this.
want. Mhm.
How did the I mean, I got an idea because I've read a few different stories and a few different scenarios from studying Ifa in Yoruba and Arumula, where
Mhm.
I've read about how, the power of the mothers, but how do you feel like the reputation, for the Aje and the Iyami became to be like they get, you know what I mean, like painted this picture as witches. Because to me, it reminded me of pit bulls. Like I've always had pits, but pits got a bad reputation based off of bad owners, right? Because I feel like if you got a pit, if you a good owner and you treat that dog, you know what I'm saying, the right way, you don't feed him meat and make him fight and all that foolishness, he gonna be a great dog just like any other family dog. But if you train him or teach him to be a killer, then yeah, he gonna be that. But
You gonna be
I'm
that
just
way.
wondering, is that like how did the mothers get this bad reputation as being witches when I don't, perceive them as such? But you know,
I mean, you hear some other pantheons that practice Yoruba. I'm going to say most of them I've heard come from the Hispanic pantheon,
mm,
right? And the Hispanics, the Cubans or the Hispanics talk about the different color, Iyami, the red, the white, and the black, right? And the
hmm,
only thing they're talking about is the aspect, because you remember you have to go through the Iyami through Eshu. What colors is
hmm,
Eshu? Black, red, and white.
black, yeah,
So they got this notation, and when they put it online, when you Google it, it'll say, "Oh, the Iyami, the Pupa, and this one and that one," and then they'll talk about, how they're witches. But in Africa, where it all began, where it comes from, you are not to call them witches. They do not like that. Offends them. Okay.
mm-mm, mm-mm,
So with saying that, when it passed down to certain, different cultures, they, came up with that because I guess they were so powerful.
right.
But we don't want to disrespect our mothers like that.
No, yeah, well, I ain't doing that to the mothers in the physical realm either. I don't want none of
Right.
that. Yeah, nope,
So
I ain't
you
have,
want to be very careful with doing that. And that just comes from people not having knowledge
right,
and not knowing. And when they don't know, they don't, know what else to do but follow what somebody else said.
right. That's
Yeah.
fact.
But no, you don't want to disrespect the Iyami, the RJ, by calling
Mm,
them witches because they are very powerful. They govern the universe,
mm,
not just the earth, but the universe.
yeah, yeah,
And it's
yeah,
funny because there's something they wanted me to say. In Ifa tradition, there's a council of ancient mothers who see beyond time, the Iyami Aje, the power behind creation itself. I'm going to say again, in Ifa tradition, there's a council of ancient mothers who see beyond time, the Iyami Aje, the power behind creation itself.
I
Let's
say,
always respect the mothers. Let's always respect the mothers.
yeah. Yeah, I mean the cosmic womb. I feel like the cosmic womb to the planetary womb to the the actual physical body womb, human body, like all of it. Because even the universe itself is made and created of dark matter and dark energy. I think it's like what, 80, 70, 80%, I think, a vast majority of the whole entire universe, the cosmos, is created or is made up of, I think, dark energy, or I should say dark matter and dark energy. So
Right.
even when you go into E5, the feminine energy is the energy of Odu. It's the energy of the Aj, of the Iyami. Like, I mean, it's a very powerful force, and we can't do anything without it, like from
Right.
cosmically, or you know what I'm saying, or on the planet, or in the
Right.
human. So even when we born, like when the it's funny, I think this came up on last night's show, or one of them, because they running together now, but we were talking about like the forms and how we come in. Everything starts with fluid, with being in the womb and the water and all that, but then also I don't know if we are talking about like reptilians or what it was, but I think it was snakes, reptiles, or dragons, something like that. But anyway, it was like how even with a seed, like a male spermatozoa comes out just like a tadpole,
Like
with
a
the head and
tadpole.
the tail. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but it's still moving through water. So that's dope, because that gets me to thinking now, for those, 'cause a lot of people don't believe in mermaids or mermen or people who live in the sea. But if you think about it, hell, that's where you really came to life,
They
literally.
better. They can say what they want. So look, let me tell
A lot of
y'all
people
something.
don't.
If y'all watch it, like you said, everything you just explained it. The sperm looks like a tadpole.
Yeah,
Go in the pond, you see a whole bunch of tadpoles.
yeah,
First of all, we got to realize this earth is made up of what, 75% water, right?
water. Yes,
So
yeah.
doesn't it make more sense to think that we came from the water, opposed to being, according to Christians now,
A lot of things.
having dust blown in our nose and created? Doesn't make sense if you look at the whole process of getting pregnant. Everything is all in the water.
Yeah,
Sometimes people don't use their logical sense. That makes logical sense to me. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Now,
yeah.
to take it a step further, the stars, which are cold, light codes, are responsible for your human beingness. So, to take it a step further, when you're having sex and that orgasm comes together with each other and that energy is sparked to create that baby or that zygote first, I'm going to tell y'all like this. If you pay attention, if you're really, really in tune with nature and the cosmos, you will notice, and I've noticed this over the years, I will see a falling star, which Spirit always said to me, a baby's getting ready to be conceived.
Man, that's powerful.
Right? You'll always see a falling star. You got a billion stars inside. One of them stars is responsible for coming back within the act of having sex during,
Yeah,
sexual time, your orgasm. When that star comes down, it's entering the energy of the body of the man and the woman. See, they don't know that though.
I like that. That's dope. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm sitting here like, God damn, like, I
Yeah.
never, like, what you saying that. Shout out to Baba Tolu, did that to me before too, because he was teaching me something about E5. And I was like, I never thought about it like that. He said you wasn't supposed to. It's a secret. It's past.
Right, right. It's a secret. But now we're in the time and the age where secrets will be exposed.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I'm like, it's funny because it could be so simple, but if you've never had that level of intelligence or that level of wisdom to kind of bestow it upon you, you'll never think about it. And that's why
Exactly.
it was funny when he said it, like, you wasn't supposed to. It's a secret. That's part of the tradition, that's mouth to ear. That ain't gonna be
Right.
on the internet. You ain't finding stuff like this, what I'm saying, online. But that's like what you just said, like I never thought about that, but that makes perfect sense. I mean, it literally makes perfect sense for real.
Yeah. Right.
That's dope.
A lot of people don't realize when you're little, and remember when y'all was little, somebody would pass away or transition, and they would say, your mom is up there. They wouldn't say heaven. They'd be like, she's another star. That's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah. Oh
And,
yeah.
and I'm going to tell you a story. It was crazy. I think I had to be about 4 years old, and I remember. How many of y'all remember your times when you were 4 and 3 years old? Some people do. I do. I remember everything when I was 4 years old.
Mm.
So I remember our neighbor, her mother died. And I remember I told her, I said, your mother is not gone. She's that star right there. I pointed up to the sky and told her, your mother's right there. She's one of the stars. How did I know that at 4 years old? To this day, if I see her, she'll remind me of the fact that I said that.
Yeah.
So, but I just know that, being in tune with spirit and doing a lot of work and being, connected with the cosmos, with the earth, with the sea. If you take the time to meditate outside, whether you're at the sea, whether you're in the bush, whether you're, in the park, on the sand or wherever, the dirt, and you communicate and you want to know something, they will tell you. They will tell you. The stars will tell you. The earth will tell you. Why do you think in Africa we have many, many, many spirits? Everything's a spirit. Everywhere there's sky, there's spirit.
Mm.
That means the tree is a spirit. The rock is a spirit. Why do you think rocks move?
Mm.
Right? So we as human beings need to get more connected with the very thing that we're a part of, as well as the cosmos and the
Mm.
sea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that's real, man. That's powerful. That's very powerful because it takes me back to last week. I had a session with a client and I actually got woke up by one of their ancestors. Like literally woke me up that morning out of my sleep. And then I'm like, yo, when I did the session, I'm like, the Odu was, the Odu was the Odu, but that particular problem, like, I'm not quite sure just yet what this means, but I trust and believe within a matter of time, I guarantee you, like, we'll get the whole, crystal clear clarity as to what it was. And I'll be damned if within not even a week's time, it all came to fruition exactly what, the message was that ancestor needed relayed. So it's like, it's not a game. Like, it really is real. And I know for a fact, shout out to G Lady, my grandma who I, was saluting, before we got started. She did that. She did that for me. Like literally, it was about my crazy ass old dog transitioned and passed away. And she found a sister on Facebook, which I don't even know how we became Facebook friends. Like I didn't even know this person in real life or none of that. But they just randomly inboxed me like 3 days after I had to put them down. And she inboxed me because she gave me a message from my grandmother. And she was like, to the point that she's a very powerful medium or seer, but she said she had to shut her gift off because her gift was so powerful. If she didn't shut it off or like kind of block it out, she would never be able to live a normal life. Because I'm sure might be similar too, because you got a powerful one. But she like, because they know she can see them, communicate with them, all that. So they always bombarding her, trying to get her to give messages to people in this realm. And she like, I just had to cut it off because I couldn't live a normal life like that. So, but she like, but it was something about your grandmother's presence and her glow that I just felt like I had to give you that message. I'm like, yo, I said, you have no idea how much that meant to me, because it really helped me get past, being all broken, broken hearted and all that. Yeah, because once I knew that, she was like, pretty much, don't worry about it. Your baby's safe with me. I'm like, yo, it was crazy, but she was telling the truth because she gave her 7 or 8 different signs to like tell me to make sure that I knew it was coming from her. I'm like, yo, that it was nuts. I had at that point I had never experienced nothing like that. So I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And it was before my Ifa journey, so I wasn't getting like divinations or none of that, consultation, none of that. So it was just like to experience that. That was my concrete evidence and proof that we do not die, we transform and we transition to the next realm, because there is no way possible a person could know the things that they knew for me to get the clarity to know who was talking to me and why, they was talking to me through this person. So it's
That's
a
what,
real thing.
and see what happens with that is people that are highly spiritual, they'll come to the ones that they know that can actually translate the message. You understand? So like when I do ancestral readings as well, it's the same thing. They'll tell me this, they'll tell me that, they'll tell me this, and I can actually see them.
Yes.
But because they know I'm spiritual, they're gonna come to me because they know I'm the one who's going to translate the message, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So with saying that, that's very powerful. But with her, if you talk to them, because I talk to the ancestors all the time.
Right.
We have the Council of Ancestors, and then we have the Council of Elders that's in the ancestral realm as well.
Yeah.
So I'm communication with all of them.
Mm-hmm.
If it's overwhelming, all she has to do is let them know it's overwhelming. But you're still the messenger.
Yes.
This is put upon you because they trust you.
Yeah.
So when they come to you and they ask you to give messages, that's something that you have to do.
Yeah.
You've been put on that mission,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
crazy. I'm working on a book right now explaining exactly that.
Wow. Look, we gotta do another exclusive to promote it, man, because I'm
Yeah.
here. Yeah, no, that's so powerful, but and I knew it too because that's why even though it didn't make sense to me, I
Uh-huh.
knew I had to share it because I'm like, it don't make sense to me, but hopefully it'll make sense to you later. You know what I'm saying, or your family later because they wanted y'all to know something, like, and that's why I had to let it be known because like I said, it threw me off because my gifts is different from yours. I have different
Mhm.
gifts when it comes to like ESP and intuition and things of that nature, but that's like the third or fourth crystal clear message that I know an ancestor came specifically to me to give to a specific person. And it's like, with my gift still being dormant or, being a baby at that part of it, it's not normal. So when it happens, I got to really pay attention to it and try to figure it out. But at the same
Mhm.
time, like you said, I'm obligated to give that person that message because I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to not do it because I know how much that helped me in my life when somebody did it for me. So it's like,
Well,
that's a
you
leap.
can't. They chose you. You
Yeah.
can't. So
Mm,
go talk to the council of ancestors in the ancestral realm. They're gonna tell you we put you on that mission.
mm.
When they put you on that mission, you better listen.
Oh, yeah.
See, people don't know about the council of elders in the ancestral realm. And they don't know about the council of ancestors,
Hey, let's talk
and they
about it.
come from different parts of Africa.
Let's talk about it.
There are council of elders. As a matter of fact, I did a whole class on it in my class last night. I was teaching them about it because there's a council of elders, and they're watching you. They're watching everyone here on earth. And they choose certain people to take certain missions. And when these council of elders and council of ancestors choose you to take missions, you have to abide by that mission. It's sort of like if you are a detective and you got a mission, you got to solve a problem, right? Sort of like that. So these elders, these council of elders come from past healers, chiefs, traditional here shamans on earth. Now they're in the ancestral realm and they're watching you. And they put you on missions and they choose you by the works that you do on the land. So if you're already traditional healing, you're doing what's righteous, and I'm gonna say it again, what's righteous, and I'm gonna say it again, what's righteous, you can be a chosen one to take on certain missions, such as be a messenger for the ancestors,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
such as being put in place to protect people. Like my mission is to protect a few people,
Yeah.
and I'll know because they'll send them to me. And I
Mm.
can't not do it because they're telling me, hey, you got another mission.
Yeah.
We want you to watch over her and this baby because there's going to be a situation that happens and they're going to try to kill her baby. This is a real story. So when they send the girl to me, they send it through a boyfriend who was my first client. And I couldn't understand why, And then all of a sudden she just hooked onto me. So I go to the council of elders now. People think I'm crazy, and I don't give a goddamn. I'll sit on the ground outside in the middle of the night, talk to the stars. My council of elders, look, it's like the movie. Y'all sitting back. What is it that you all want me to do with this young lady, right? So I'll sit there and they'll say, we want you to watch her because there's a situation that's going to happen. In the future, she's going to go to the hospital with her baby and they're going to try to kill the baby. We need you to save the baby.
That's deep.
Happened for real.
Yeah. No, I believe
And
it.
when it happened, I got the call, I knew, and I did what they told me to do. Because they talk in your ear now.
Yeah.
When you're in tune, they're going to talk in your ear.
Yeah.
This, and that. Okay.
Yeah.
I get on the phone, call the administrator of the hospital. Look here, you ain't killing that baby. Doctor gets mad at me. Everybody gets mad at me. I don't give a goddamn if you get mad or not. I know what the spirit said, and you ain't killing this one right here. Not this one right here.
Right.
Because he got a mission on this earth. And that
Yeah.
baby's going to be a powerful traditional healer. Right?
I sure.
So I'm saying that because there's missions that they put you on. And we got to understand this is real. Real counselors, elders and counselors in that ancestral realm, also in the C2, y'all.
Yeah.
And they will put people that are doing what's righteous. And this is for my fellow traditional healers or shamans or priestess or Ifa or Yoruba, or whatever you want to call yourself, that's out there doing what they're not supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Walk that righteous path. Make sure you take care of your community. Take care of what you're supposed to as a traditional healer on this land. And they may choose you to do more missions. Right? And you don't do it because you want missions. You do it because that's what you want to do. You know that you have been given this great gift, the power to protect somebody without lifting up a finger to go give an offering to Ifa. It's your power that's protecting them. Right? So when you're giving these missions, you have to pay attention. Now, some people are not giving missions because they don't want to do what's right. Because what they don't know too is that you also get blessed for these missions.
Sure.
Right? You get blessed. And there's many blessings that come with that. And the council of elders are watching you as we speak. And they're watching what you're doing, how you're doing it, if you're healing, if you're not, they're watching. I believe I was a mermaid. You know, the mermaid is not the original terminology for that. But, you know, unique in my country of Cabo Verde, there's a story, which is a real story, that some of the women from the island are half mermaid and half human. And how you know is the women that are half mermaid and half human walk around with beads and pearls. Right? Very powerful. But I'm writing that, but I'm almost finished with that book. It's called Cape Verde, Africa, The Secrets of the Mer Women. Okay, I'm almost done with that. It'll be out on Amazon soon. But for the most part, if you had that feeling or you feel that, then you were. Because remember, we also can come from the sea as well. I just told you, our ancestors go back to the sea. When my grandmother transitioned from Cape Verde, she went back to the sea, the land of the ancestors in the sea. So it's very possible that you were. Okay?
Sure. That's deep. That's real deep. It's powerful too because whew. All right, there's a couple questions. Let me let the tribe ask the questions first, and because there's so much that's going through my mind right now in regards to like everything that you just shared. Because I've experienced quite a few things. Matter of fact, one of it, like some of it has to do with dolphins, but I'll get back to that after I get the tribe's questions up here because Durante had asked this a while ago, but I had to start and hold it. I didn't want to interrupt when you were speaking earlier, but he wanted to know, is that similar? And I'm believing he's asking about some of the water deities that you're speaking about, or the mothers of the sea that you're speaking about. He was like, is that similar to the 7 dragon sisters? Are you familiar with that?
Actually, Durante, I'm not familiar with the 7 dragon sisters. Never heard of them.
Okay.
Is that like something with the Chinese pantheon or something?
I'm not sure, but then somebody else in the matter of fact, I'll just go ahead and share this. Oh, well, let me share his other comments. So then he said, I also see the 7 who gave birth to man in the Lost Book of Enki, I think in the tablets 2 or 3. I think he's talking about the Emerald tablets. But then Cryolid's Crisis, shout out to Cryolid's Crisis, said that the 7 beneficial dragons patrol around the body to expel evil spirits that have taken up residence. Hell, that sounds like the 7 chakras to me too.
Yeah, that does sound like that. It also sounds like a video game too. Yeah.
That's what's up.
But at the end of the day, tell me a little bit more about the 7 dragon sisters. Let's tap in and see what we see.
Okay. Yeah, so tribe, I think it was Cryolid's Crisis, Durante, and I'm not sure if anybody else was commenting on that. But if y'all want to share in the comments, I'll definitely bring it to the floor. So we can kind of see if we can crack this code. Because Wunam can't see. All she gotta do is tap in, boy. Because we done did live stream divinations on the air. I ain't never seen nothing like that before. I was like, God, boy, that's a whole nother level gift.
Well, we could do a few readings at the end if y'all want. We can do about 30 minutes of readings if y'all want.
Listen, I'm with it because, like I said, I had never seen nothing like that before. Not like that because it was multiple people. Like I've seen, people who got a gift that could, read one person or give one person out of that. I ain't never seen somebody who could do it to a whole room like that. That was different for me, for real. Okay, so I'll start bringing up the comments too and the questions as we go through. But so when it comes to like the different the elements of these elders and these councils, right? Because I know, and then also with the mothers in Yoruba and Ifa, you said that most of the ways, or the only way to like connect with them or to communicate with them is through Eshu. When it comes to the
Well, let me clear it up. Now we have a huge calabash,
okay,
right?
mm-hmm.
And that's the one that's in the house. Remember, that one's in the house.
Okay.
So that one's very powerful. We actually, and it's a calabash to Eshu that we communicate to the Iyami Osarango with.
Okay.
That it stays hidden. Nobody can see it. Okay.
I got you.
So that one's very, very powerful. That's one where we communicate with. But when we communicate, we also do it outside. Remember, there's many ways. The most powerful ones are outside. Okay. When we're giving the offering outside and they ask you what they want, and then there's medicines that we put on there. So I have like 3 different medicines. Very powerful medicines. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So those right there are, hold on, y'all. Those right there are very powerful because you're communicating with them outside, which is the best thing to do. Because as I told you, usually after I do it, the owls will come.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, daughter, we heard you. We got your offering. Yeah. So I might go say, let me do an offering because I need you to give me favor over, just say, to help somebody heal from sickness.
Yeah.
So I'll give a message after the owls. Either they whistle, or you know how they do, or they'll come and they'll come and show themselves to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's very powerful.
It is. It is. And it even brings me back to, which I don't know if I shared it on a call with you before, but I've shared it a couple times a while back. But it brings me back to like on my trip to go to Nigeria to go into Ifa. And I remember it was a crazy trip, man. You talking about crazy. It was crazy. And that's something I share with people that I work with too, in regards to like every time you're trying to accomplish something or you're trying to like finish up some sort of project or whatever it is, it's always some type of negative energy or negative force that tries to set you back or tries to hold you down or tries to discourage you from being persistent, you know what I'm saying, and persevering through whatever that adversity is. So for me, every book I ever wrote, it was a problem. every podcast, you know what I'm saying, everything I've ever tried to do of significance in regards to being creative or creativity or whatever, it's always been an issue. But anyway, going into Ifa, it was like, it was crazy. I missed my flight going to Nigeria. So, you know, they don't have trips like that going to Africa where you could just, like, if you miss one in the States, you could probably catch one later that day or a few hours later, hell, maybe an hour later. But it ain't like that when you're going international. So I had to literally wait 2 days up there in the air before I could get back on the, you know, to the next flight to go back over there. So long story short, I was talking to my wife and she was walking the dog in broad daylight. And I heard an owl, like cocooing, like through the background of the phone in broad daylight, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I remember while I was in the hotel room, I was reading this book. It's called The Architects of Existence, Aje, and Yoruba Cosmology, Ontology, and Orisha. But it's about the mothers. It's about, you know what I'm saying, the Aje and the Iyami. Powerful piece of work. And the book was so powerful, I didn't even want to put it down to answer the phone when she called. Like, that's how powerful it was. But I answered it. But I say all that to say I was reading about the mothers and the Aje, and she's walking the dog on the phone in broad daylight, like 3 o'clock. And an owl started hooting. Like, I'm like, yo. So that within itself was the confirmation, like I was saying earlier about the dream. I didn't know what that meant, but with that one, I'm like, oh yeah, I get it. I get it. I got more to learn before I can make it over there. I get it. But that's how powerful it is. Like, and like broad daylight. I don't know if I've ever in my life, 45 years, knew of anything or seen, you know, dealt with an owl during broad daylight before, like, you know what I'm saying, in the wild or just in nature. Ever. And that day it happened, but I'm like, wow. So it's not a game.
Yeah, well, a lot of people don't understand. They think it's a game, but let me tell you something.
It's not a game.
If you go over to Nigeria right now and they mention anything about the Iyami, they're gonna look at you like, don't you mention
say the word. Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
They do not play. They do not play about the Iyami. They're afraid of the Iyami.
Yeah.
And that's in most of them because I deal with a lot of people from Nigeria.
Yeah.
And a lot of them do not. There was one guy that was online, and he was from Nigeria. And my husband was like, "Oh, how you doing?" You know, he's watching it. My husband said, "Oh, my wife is the daughter of the Iyami Aje." He said, "Oh, you don't talk about that. You don't talk about it." He got mad, like, you don't play about that. He's like, oh, I'm just saying, I'm just wondering. He was not playing. He did not play. He was like, do not.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But out of defense of my mothers, they're not that. And you're not supposed to be afraid of them. As well as they can curse, they can truly bless. And they bless more than anything. Unless you offend them. Okay?
Yeah.
So I don't want people to ever they don't want you to be afraid. Trust me, I talk to my mothers all the time. I will tell on somebody about my mother. Don't get it confused. They're not that. They are really there to govern and guide and protect and help. So when you're doing your offerings and you ask them for favor, they're going to give you favor. Take care of them and they'll take care of you. Right? Respect who they are. Like I said, they govern the universe. They govern the 8 cardinal points of this earth. They govern all of that.
Yeah.
And very, very powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's real. I mean, it's real. Like I said, even in studying Ifa, I read about some of the stories with Orumila. You know what I mean? Like Orumila, had a little tizzy with the mothers, but he was able to, work away, work out a work through. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure you probably know that story.
Yeah, I heard that story, yeah.
Yeah, but the power within that though, and those who are in the tradition or who at least have studied it to a level of degree, that Orunmila is said to be the only deity that has the power to defeat death. So that's why, those of us in the tradition wear the Ide, because it said that, if you have that Ide on as an identifier, like, you're not going to be taken before your time, because that deity holds the only deity that I know of that holds the power to pretty much, protect you from not, falling victim to Iku, to death. So it's like, and even he went through some serious things with the mother's dad. You know what I'm saying? It took some efforts from not just him, but other deities to help him to even just come to a resolution or, you know what I'm saying? Like a peace treaty. Because I can't even say that, and with all due respect, and I mean the utmost respect to, Baba Rumila, but I wouldn't even say that it was a win. You know what I'm saying? It was just that those deities played a role in a peace treaty being made. So it's like, that's how powerful that they are, in the tradition. So that's why when you mention that story, I can imagine they act like that, because like nobody want that problem. If you're getting in a ring with a force that nobody's beaten before, who gonna get in there with confidence, beating their chest like, yeah, I'm finna get in here. And, you're a damn fool. I'm not. Like straight up. I don't want none of that. Go ahead and
But I
get it.
just don't, my thing is I don't want people, to be, because a lot of that has been put out there, or
Right.
mess with it. I don't
Right.
I don't want people to feel like that. I
Right.
want people to feel like they can come and say, could you help me? And then I could go to my mother's and I can say, let me give you this orphan to help this young lady with her children. You
Right.
see, I want more of that to be put out there, because, especially Africans in America,
Yeah.
they'd be the worst with it. Oh, I'm the red Iyami. I didn't heard them say, well, I'm the red Iyami, the red Iyami, da, 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 da. Right? I'm the white Iyami. The white Iyami is good in the community. But you don't even know what you're talking about. You don't even know what you're talking about. Stop talking about it like that. And understand, there's many different aspects of the Iyami.
Right.
One of them, Agbaglapa, which is the elder mothers of the night, and they're the older women, and they will destroy you if you need to be destroyed. However, they also will bless you. Right? So, I don't want people to, just automatically think. I want them to know that the mothers are beautiful. I love my mothers. Trust me when I tell you. And I make sure I feed them and take care of them and make their plates nice and pretty and communicate with them and make sure they're good.
Oh yeah.
Because they don't ask for a lot.
That's real.
But they will work for you.
Oh yeah.
Okay?
Listen, as a matter of fact, on everything I love that night anytime I go, but when I go to appease them, I'm going under the, you know what I'm saying, my Superman suit, but I'm going with my big mama, because look, I ain't playing. I ain't even going, like that's like unsafe sex to me. I'm not even going out there without having protection, straight up, because and I agree with you, because I look at it like my physical mother too. Like my mom's ain't no joke. Like, but I know what she's done for me. You know what I'm saying? Through all my years, like she's always been there. You know what I'm saying? But she has kicked my ass multiple times, literally and figuratively. You know what I mean? And I know it's still out of sheer love. You know what I'm saying? I know she's not going to try to kick my ass and destroy me for the sake of doing it. No, it's a reason behind that.
It's a reason behind it, right?
Right. and that's why I love her the way I do. You know what I'm saying? And my my grandma too. So it's like it's a real thing, man. Grandma will kick my ass too. So that's why I make sure
Yeah,
I'm
but
still
you know, the truth be told, all women are Iyami.
I think most
All
of them.
women are Iyami. It's just that you have the certain select ones that are on a spiritual level where the energy is a little bit more powerful than some of the others. You understand? But all women are Iyami.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and that's
Right.
why I always say what I say. Like even when you ain't on here, like I always say, I don't want no problems with no females. I don't do that. And it's funny. I remember one time it got lost in translation. It got lost in translation. So people in the comments, I think I said I ain't messing with no sisters or something like that. And I don't know how, but it must have been new listeners or whatever. But they was like, he don't mess with sisters, da da da. And then somebody else was like, nah, he ain't saying it like that. He's saying he don't want no problems with no sisters. And so I was like, yeah, I appreciate you for clearing that up for me because that's exactly what I was saying. Like, I don't want
Right.
none of that at all because I see how it goes and I don't want none of
And
it.
so that's why I be telling sisters. I just had a client that called me the other day, and I felt bad for her. She lost her son. He got shot. They killed him. And I told y'all these women better get their behinds out there and start chanting down. The mothers start chanting down and doing stuff to make these young boys to stop killing each other out here like they lost their mind.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it was kind of sad, so I'm helping her right now. And actually, we did one ritual. The boy got caught like the next day. He got caught right away.
Oh yeah.
So, I'm doing some more stuff for her, but these women are gotta know their power and who they are.
Yeah.
Because once our sisters know, instead of biting and arguing with each other, get together and chant down the energy to stop these young boys from killing themselves out in the streets.
And all the other BS that's going on around the
Right.
globe. You know what I'm saying? Like all
Right.
that can literally
Right.
be shut down. And that's so real. Like you even said, like you done dropped a lot of jewels on this channel, man. Like, cause if I'm not mistaken, I think you were the one that was talking about all it takes to like really make some shit move is like to get like 3 sisters or a group of sisters to like all hug around the tree. And then was that that was you that shared that, right?
Well, that was a story I shared with one sister about her and her kids.
Okay.
Right. Her and
I
her kids
remember
had
that
to hug
though.
around the tree, and then she ended up getting an hour later getting what she wanted. But I was talking about the sisters need to go out into the street.
Gotcha.
We need to get out in the street. A whole bunch of sisters need to get out there and start chanting because they're the ones who's going to change the energy with these young boys killing themselves. Because remember, I told y'all, if you ask most young boys what they're going to say, don't talk about my mama. They don't tell you about their mothers.
Yeah. I mean, from
Right?
little babies, like as soon as they could talk. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like for real, yeah.
So you get these mothers out here who lost their sons, who's still hurting, who's still crying, who's still suffering, thinking about their children. Get them out there and start having them chant. Watch how it moves some energy. You really only need about 10 of them to do it. 10 of them to do it. Okay? So, yeah, they better start doing that because women, and especially women of color, no offense to any other color if you're watching, but women of color who carry the mitochondrial DNA have the power in their mouth and their breath to chant down and shut these young boys down.
I sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Remember, the women have the boys.
Yeah.
There's a ritual that's done in Africa, and I'll share this with my class yesterday. When a young man disrespects his mother, you strip off your shirt and you show him your breast and it curses him. And it's real. If he runs his mouth or disrespects his mother, you snatch off your shirt, you show him your breast, and whatever tribal tongue you say it to him, and it'll curse his ass. Powerful, right?
Yeah. That look.
These mothers, if you get down and you use that tongue of yours, even the Christian women, I don't care if you call on Jesus too, call on Jesus, but in your Bible it says death and life is in the power of the tongue, which is really an African proverb. Remember the Bible is African folklore, truth, lies, plagiarism. So if they get out there and use that tongue and start chanting down these boys, put down the guns, stop killing each other, what y'all watch? And I walk my words. If these women try it, watch what's gonna happen. It's gonna change the whole dynamic of how these young boys think. And see, years ago, right, in the so-called conscious community, they used to make fun of me, talk junk about me, right? About me, talk about ancestors and this, about hugging trees, right? Yeah, they used to talk junk. Oh, Nicky, right? You talk about hugging the trees, you crazy. They're talking all that junk.
Some of them be watching too. I don't, you know, they be what you call it? They be shadow boxing or shadow watching. But I
Yeah,
know. So yeah, get
because now all the same brothers that I see is all spiritual now. They're hugging goddamn trees, kissing the goddamn earth. You know what I mean? When I was talking this shit 10 years ago. So all I'm saying, my sisters, get out there. It takes your power, your energy, your breath. Start chanting down for them to put them goddamn guns down, stop killing each other. And watch how the paradigm changes. That's all I'm saying, y'all. All right, what's your other questions, Lisa Bernie?
Listen, nah, that's real though, because I remember in the tribe going crazy in the comments. Y'all bear with me, give me some grace, please, tribe, because it's hard to keep up. Because y'all got a lot of great comments, excuse me, comments and questions. But it's just trying to multitask with keeping in tune with Wunam. But I remember like in one of my roles working with the youth, man. I remember he about to new to the sister. I remember being at a community meeting where it was like all spiritual leaders, and it was dope too because I really felt like that particular meeting, it solidified the hope for humanity because it was like all spiritual leaders, and we met at a police station. With I think the captain or whatever, like the whoever the highest ranking, I think the chief or whatever. But anyway, it was all for the sake of community work, and so it was all this particular meeting was all spiritual leaders who came to meet with the chief in order to kind of like get a rundown of what was going on in the community and how we can all help to, what I'm saying, try to I guess minimize some of the violence and the crime and all that stuff in our youth with our youth. And so it was dope because it was people from all colors, all religions, like you name it, they were in the building. And I was in a business suit because at the time I didn't know, saying, like when I got invited, I didn't know what it was going to be, but it was cool to be invited. So anyway, I said all to say towards the end of the meeting, it was a sister who spoke. And when I tell you, it broke my heart, man, because she lost her son to the same bullshit. And it had been years since it happened, but I could see and feel the pain, from her as if it just happened earlier that day. And mind you, this had been years. And when I tell you, like, it did something to me, because I'm just like, yeah, we got to figure this out. Like, we got to figure out a way to stop this shit. Because it's one thing to see it on the news, and it's one thing, you know what I'm saying, to see it on social media or for you to hear it through the gossip chain and the people sipping the tea and all that. But if it happens to you or your family or, you know what I'm saying, somebody who it resonates with, that's a whole nother scenario and situation. Mind you, I never seen the sister a day before in my life. But when I tell you it resonated with me, I felt that because I had nothing but, empathy for her because I would never want anybody to feel that way. Ever. You know what I'm saying? And then like to be in the room to feel her pain and knowing it had been years and she's still dealing with that, we definitely got to figure out a way to put a stop to it because it's like we can't continue to let our young kings, you know what I'm saying, like assassinate and saw each other down like,
I'm telling you, it's gonna come from the mother. The mother's the womb carrier. And she has the power, the energy to shut it down. But the thing is, they gotta know this. If I can bless you or curse you as my child, I can stop you from using guns and putting down guns. A lot of mothers don't know the power that they have. And if you're spiritual and you have shrines like we do, you have the power to turn around and take that energy and take your son. You want him out the street, go do a ritual on his ass. Because y'all know I'm about the rituals. I'm about to work. I ain't playing.
She ain't playing.
I'm about to work. And then what I mean by that, when I do it is righteous. So if I want you to get out the streets, if I want you to do right, I'm going straight to the shrines. And if you my child, you came out of my vagina, guess what? Oh, you can't tell me a goddamn thing because I got the power to bless and curse you. And guess what? When I go to them shrines, I'm going to ask every goddamn spirit from northeast, west, and south, from Nigeria to Cape Verde. Shut him down. Block his way. He ain't going to pick up another gun as long as he's on his earth. And then I'm going to put protection around you. And then if you ain't in school and doing what's righteous, I'm going to make sure you do that because then I'm going to them on that too. You see? Because you got the power. I just had to tell, I had to tell the young lady that I was telling you about earlier today. She said her son's coming out of jail. And she's worried for us. What you worried for him for? Well, he's going to get into the rap music and it's that gangster rap and this. She's from the Virgin Islands, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said, let me tell you something. I said, so how many altars you have set up in your house?
Mm.
3. I said, so why are you not prepared now to go to the altars? So by the time he comes out, he's walking the straight and narrow, going to school and going to work. She said, I didn't think of that. Well, think of it. Not only that, you are his mother. You got the power to bless a person. So why don't you bless him? So when he comes out of jail, he's on the right path.
Mm.
Bless him. So he knows his mind is already going to be shaped that I got to go to school. I got to go to work because I don't ever want to go back to jail again. You got the altars. You do it. And if y'all want to get funky with it, the ones who don't have shrines like we do, you are the shrine. You are the shrine, my sisters.
That part.
So you don't even have to have a shrine. You are that shrine that is going to protect your child. Because if you say it, it's going to happen. Y'all better start using your power. And your power is in the tongue.
Yeah. That's powerful. Look,
and you know what's funny, Orisha, because I'm even talking about this the ones away from Africa, Africans in America. Mm-hmm. Now my father is American.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother was a pastor from North Carolina, Mount Olive, North Carolina. And let me tell y'all this: she was a praying ass.
Mm-hmm.
Now y'all know the ones Africans in America. Y'all know when your grandmother get in that room and pray, your mother get in that room and pray. Mountains are goddamn moving. It's no different in African tradition. It's no different if you have a shrine or not. Use your tongue. Right?
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
I say. Now, that's powerful. Like, I've seen it in my own life with family members. A mother's prayers are the most powerful force in the world to me, like straight up. And I believe that. And shout out to Durante because I had to hold this comment. I had to wait until I got a pause, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, yeah, bro, like, yeah, you said that. That's real. That's and shout out to everybody else. I'm trying to keep up, man. I'm trying to keep up, family, but we got a lot of them, but they dope ones. So it's like I'm trying to bring them all to the floor. But that's real, like, because at the end of the day, I've seen it, with my own eyes in my family. Like, my other grandmother, I've seen her prayers. Like, she was a church-going woman. I didn't know how well respected she was in the community until she transitioned. Like, her funeral was probably the biggest, if not the second biggest funeral I've ever been to before. And that's crazy because unfortunately I've been to way more funerals than I ever cared to have been to. But I just recall like how many people was there, like where the church was jam-packed, people standing around the building, outside the building. It was crazy. But I just remember and recall like how much she prayed. And I know like I've seen a lot of them prayers. I know she was praying. I've seen them come to fruition. So I know for a fact, like it's a real thing. Like, and it don't matter what tradition and what, none of that, because
it don't matter.
It's the power of the tongue and it's the power of the mothers. Like that is a very powerful force. Very powerful force.
And let's not forget our brothers. My brothers, y'all too. Y'all got power too. Remember, you come from a female.
Oh yeah.
And if you got a son that's out there gangbanging and doing that, you get in there and play with the mother because that's double the power.
Oh yeah.
Because remember, you carry a feminine energy as well. Who you come from, a woman. So, brothers, y'all prayers will work too. Don't get it confused now.
Yeah. That Osho, that Ofo Ashe do too. The power of the tongue. If you say
what you have some male Oshos.
Yeah. I remember we spoke about that. I think we was on the private community call when we was talking about that.
Right.
We were saying like, yeah. Matter of fact, we gotta do another one of them for real.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
But it's one of those things, family, where we're coming in a time now where we are reclaiming our power in every corner. And I'm talking about this, not spiritual, physical too. Y'all look around us, they starting farms again.
Yeah.
All the things they did to us now.
Yeah.
A lot of you people are coming back, taking back, they're starting new Black Wall Streets again.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all heard about that, but it's a show that comes on, and I think Morris Chestnut was hosting it, and they're showing how they're rebuilding the Black Wall Street.
I say. I ain't seen that. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
They're rebuilding it, doing all of that.
Wow.
But this time around, they ain't going to be able to come and conquer it this time. Not this time.
No.
Yeah.
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 It's a whole lot more spirituality. It's a whole lot of spirituality experiences going on these days, boy.
Exactly. Exactly. So they ain't coming. They better be careful.
Yes,
They,
sir.
they better be careful because this
Yeah,
time around, boy, if
yeah,
they think they're gonna put their airplane up, if they think they're gonna bring that military, it ain't happening.
yeah, yeah.
To take it a step further, our cosmic beings are gonna intervene, y'all.
Hey, say it again for the people.
Our cosmic beings are gonna intervene. Y'all may not believe, and maybe beyond some of y'all comprehension, but just know they've been here, already here, and they're getting ready to come even stronger. Watch what I tell y'all.
That's facts. And they, yeah, because a lot of them here. Matter of fact, a lot of them here. I'll just say that, and also, yeah, it's a lot, man. Like for real, it's a lot. Cause I don't know if it was Kepper Patai or Risha Stone, but I was talking to one of the brothers in one of the interviews I did the other day, and we was just talking about. We also was talking about like the extraterrestrial aspects and
Yeah.
cosmic beings and beings that are not really normal, but they're real. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like I've always known that because I've always felt it, and then kind of like you were saying earlier too with the communication. I've always felt like I perceived certain types of communications from beings from different dimensions and different, cosmic level. I would say frequencies or different parts of the cosmos. I'll just say it that way. And I think what solidified that for me, several extraterrestrial occurrences. One of them I shared the other day, a piece of one that I seen that I caught on camera. But also I've had a few experiences that I just knew was like a force or a deity or entities from different realms or different dimensions, what have you. So it's a real thing. And
Yeah.
I'm not the only one. A lot of people
Bring
have
in the
shared
soda
that.
water. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get something to drink. And the
No, that's
lemon.
all. Mm-hmm.
Now I'm trying to get something to drink, y'all. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. And then, because I'm gonna go through some of the comments too, real quick. And then,
Okay.
Durante said, "I almost drowned twice." What does that mean? If somebody has like close calls, or what I'm saying, like near drownings and things of that nature with the water, is there any symbolism to that? Is there
Yeah,
anything?
so you better watch it, Devontae, for them. They trying to snatch your behind under that water.
Mm,
You probably have some of the water deities that walk with you. And a lot of times, look, Arisa, when it happened to Ogunsola, he was in the sea. I said, do not go out in the
yeah.
sea.
Mm,
He thought he was all bad, going out, swimming in the sea, and they
mm-hmm.
almost grabbed him out. Now, a
Mm.
lot of times when we go to the sea and we do the chants, that water starts going crazy. It starts coming up. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
very heavy.
Yeah.
Last year it came up so heavy when we was chanting, people had to move back and back on the beach.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you begin to chant down the water beings, and sometimes y'all, you don't even have to chant them down. They want you, they will pull you under the sea.
Mm,
Now,
mm,
here's some stories you might want to know. I'll tell you one story of a man who was taken at sea and he disappeared. I think it was about 3 or 4 years. This happened in Africa.
mm,
And he reappeared. Mommy
mm.
water took him under the sea. He came back with extraordinary powers and certain gifts from the sea that was given to him. Okay? Real stories. A lot of people can't fathom it because they don't know about this stuff. They're not in Africa. Actually, it's very common in the islands too. You hear a lot of Haitians,
Jamaica.
Jamaicans,
Yeah.
right? All them talking about the sea being. So you got to be careful. If that was the case, don't go in the sea.
Yeah. Even Florida.
Right,
Florida,
right.
because we did. It's said, allegedly, and some people debate it, but the Bermuda Triangle is off the coast of between was it Florida, Cuba, and the Bahamas or something like that.
Yeah, it
You know what
is.
I'm saying? So like,
Puerto
there's a lot.
Rico, Cuba, and Bahamas.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah, no, that's a real thing, a real thing.
right,
And you got to be careful, especially in the
right.
water, because like you said, they can snatch you up, man, for real.
Yes, they will
You,
snatch you up. So stay out of the sea. Most likely, you have the energy of the sea family. I like to say sea family walking with you, and they want you. So don't
mm,
go your butt in that sea.
mm, I
Okay?
should. And you know what's dope about that too? And it's so funny because I remember talking about Black Panther 1 this past weekend on one of the shows. And we was talking about like going into the ancestral realm or communicating with the ancestors. And I was talking about how T'Challa, when he took the herb, how, he laid into
Yeah.
the garden and then he went into the ancestral realm. That's a real thing. We could do that in meditation or sitting at your shrine. But I
Or
say
you,
all that
if
to say,
you really came down here when we did our ancestor initiations, you would have got some of the herbs.
Listen, I'll be up there. Like I said, I had a lot. I got a lot going on, but I'm gonna get up there.
Everybody got it. It's an actual. It's an herb, and you put it on incense, and it burns, and you inhale it, and it will take you to the land of the ancestors.
Listen, you got some more? Because
I might have some more. I'll check for you.
I'm gonna order that. I'm gonna get with Baba so I can get that one headed this way too. But and I appreciate that too. I'm looking forward to it. What I was gonna say too, man, is like when you were just sharing that story about the the dude being taken and then you reappearing, that triggered something in me, like from Black Panther Part 2. When you remember when I think his name was Namor, the water god that came from the sea. He took the sister. I can't remember her name, T'Challa's sister, but he took her and took her. Yeah. So like when you said that, like as you were sharing that story, like that's the first thing popped in my mind. I had a visual of when Namor took the sister down there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Black Panther 2. Like that's literally what I like. That my mind just flashed right to that when you were saying that.
That's real, but these people think that stuff is fake. That's real.
Yes.
And what they do is they have the power to work on your body. I'm gonna say work on your body, so you'll be able to breathe under the sea and live under there.
That's dope. Yeah, because there's a tribe. I can't think of it. I know somebody in the tribe knows it. You probably know it too. But there's a tribe somewhere. I want to say it's like in one of the Asian areas of the globe. Like
they spend a lot of time under the sea.
Yeah, like they live on sea, but they go down. Right. They can hold their breath underwater for like crazy
long time.
Yeah. So that's not far fetched because they got that on the doggone Discovery Channel or History Channel, whatever, like of that tribe. So yeah, I definitely believe it for real. That's
you got to remember those people like that. Their DNA is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Just like I tell people, the people who are highly spiritual use more strands of their DNA.
Yep.
So when I'm able to travel or talk to the cosmos or the beings in the cosmos or the beings in the 16 dimensions where the ancestors are at, I'm able to do that because I use more than 3% of my DNA. And I was born like that. They're not going to tell you that. They're not going to let you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that goes back to like, unfortunately, a lot of these different types of DNA testing companies or organizations that, be doing the samples to give you your history, your DNA, they're doing a lot of dark, twisted things with that DNA too, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I'm not trying to, scare nobody who's done it, but like, just to be real, like you giving them, what they need to clone you and do all kind of other crazy stuff. So it's like, it's a real thing. And there's a reason why they want so many people to, give up their DNA willingly. And it reminds me too, that goes back to the movie, what's the one that they just dropped? Dang it, what's the name? Sinners? Was that the one with Mike? Yeah, it reminds me of that because it's that thing where they can't force their way into taking your DNA like that. But if you willingly give it to them, you allowing that force and that portal of darkness to come into your space. And then once you let it in there, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of the things I feel like, unfortunately, like they're doing with people's DNA. Like they're trying to figure out who different people who have abilities like you and, many others of us, like who they are and where they come from. You know what I'm saying? Trying to do the best they can, I guess, see who and what, they're dealing with when it comes
to like, a lot of people get into that and, they say that, but think about it. When everybody's born, don't they already have your DNA? How many people go to the dentist? They have your DNA already. So we panic about when we give them their DNA, but they already have your DNA. They had it from the time you was born.
Yeah.
When they take your teeth, they get your DNA. See, people ain't thinking about that. You don't even have to give it to them. When they get your teeth and they got your spit, right? When they take your blood. And I'm sure everybody gets their blood taken at one time or the other. Don't you think they got your DNA already?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
I think it's perspective.
Right. But everybody's perspective is like, oh, well, don't give them your DNA because they've been had your DNA.
Yeah.
My thing is, all you got to do is go to your ancestors, the cosmos, the sea, and tell them, look here, protect my strands of DNA. Do not allow them to use it to clone shit. Nothing. You know what I mean? Do anything else. Sort of like they did that poor lady, Henrietta Lacks. Protect your DNA. These are some of the powers that we have we don't even know. Right?
Yeah.
Double ascension this year. Being able to do more. Being able to do more with your powers.
I say.
So if I think it, I don't want you to touch me. You ain't gonna touch me.
I say.
You know why? Because I had that light code downloaded in my DNA that says I got the power to shut you down.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we got to start, come on, y'all. Come
Yeah.
on. You can't keep giving them power. They get no more power.
Facts.
Especially because of who we are. Who we are. Y'all think I'm playing? Interconnect yourself with the cosmos, with the seed, with the earth. You're going to see. You're going to see. Start taking back your power. They can't just do you like that.
Yeah. No, that's real. But a lot of us aren't exposed to this type of information either, though. And so I think where I see a lot of the people who, and there's a lot of people that's in a lot of different stages and phases of their journey on the channel. I know that for a fact because I feel like some people might be brand new, to waking up to their journey or whatever. And some people might be whole Iyanifas and Babalawos, you know what I'm saying? But everybody's journey is still different. Even those who have been through initiations and all that, some people have been through initiations and never got trained, like never learned anything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is still a very brand new source of information, you know what I'm saying? Like that's coming from a credible source about things that we know is real and true, but we just didn't have access for or access to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, to be able to get verification, to get receipts of how real and true it is. So it's very powerful for real. Very powerful. Shout out to Durante. Today being the 13th and we in this deep now, especially deep now and that mother energy too, man. Shout out to and Kosi. This is a great question too. And Kosi said, why are the mothers so connected to like rivers or water?
You got to remember that the river is connected to the sea. I went to the river the other day. It's crazy because we went to this river over here and it smelled straight like the sea. And they had seashells all over there, which told me that river was full of beings from the sea, family from the sea. Mami Wata, Yamoja, Osun, right? But they're connected to all the water sources, just not the sea. Now, a lot of times we'll get water from the sea for Yamoja, Mami Wata. But I can give river from I could give river from the water because it's connected to the sea. Because, and then I'm gonna tell you this too. A lot of the ones that you see at the river are there to take care of the land where that river is at. They have a responsibility. A lot of people think they just have a responsibility to themselves, but they have a responsibility to this earth.
Right.
So when you see a lot of these water water beings at the rivers, they're there to take care of the river, take care of the animals in the river. They're there to take care of that land.
Yeah. Guardians of the land. And it's funny too because I see birds all the time too. Like they'll just come and post up, chill on the back fence, just be sitting there chilling. I'll be looking at them through the blinds and stuff. And I remember at my old house, I used to have hawks that would come and chill. I still got the pictures too. I keep receipts. Like I got pictures where it was like the same hawk. There was a couple different ones, but it was mostly one hawk that would come and chill. And I mean, he would chill to the point, and I don't know if people know, but hawks are like owls. Like they have the ability to take their neck and turn it at 180 degrees as well. Because the hawk that used to come and see me, it would land in the backyard, sometimes in the front too, but mostly in the backyard. And like it'll be his body was facing my neighbor's house to the left of me. But then sometimes that joker would turn his head around and look directly at me. You know what I'm saying? With his body facing at the house away from me, and he would turn his head around and look at me. I'm looking at him through my patio, like, yo, that's dope. Like, so like the birds ain't no joke, man. Like they definitely are real. Well, I should say the mothers, are real, man. It's not a game.
I got 2 pigeons. As a matter of fact, they're sitting in the living room, and I got a parakeet and 2 pigeons in the living room. I have to keep the pigeons because the mother said I had to have them.
Gotcha.
So there's medicine I have to give them. I have to give them a Kosi medicine so they can work for me.
Gotcha.
What's crazy is I love my little pigeons. They're so goddamn bad too. I know what Mike Tyson was talking about.
I was about to say you made me think of Mike Tyson.
When Mike Tyson told me about the other day. Well, I went to go feed one the other day, and the female one put her wings out to block the other one, and you ain't getting no food. And then I put food in the thing. She knocked the other one down like, I'm getting my food first. Yo, they got personality, okay? Yeah. But I was gonna say something else. I lost my train of thought. Something else I forgot what I was gonna say. But anyway, with the pigeons, yeah, them birds you want to pay attention to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it don't matter either. It could be any type of bird. Like it could be a mockingbird, a doggone quail, or whatever, a dove, a pigeon. Like they all. I used to have birds too as a child. As a matter of fact, that's funny. I had a couple of parakeets, and I think I had what's the other one? A cockatiel,
Uh-huh.
cockatoo. I think it was a cockatoo. They're gray. Most of them I think are gray, but they're a little bigger than parakeets. But I don't know why. Like the birds that I had, they seemed like they was I don't
You know the mothers also are the keepers of the African parrot.
know.
They're very powerful. A lot of times the feathers from them are used in certain rituals.
And don't we have those over here? Because I've seen them in Florida. Like they
Yeah,
like
they
bright
have it.
green.
I want to get one, but they're real expensive. They're like about damn $3,000.
And they're like a fluorescent, like a really bright green.
Yeah, they're big though. They're big. The African parrot. Yeah.
I think I've seen them. I don't know if somebody lost their flock or like I don't know, but I remember when I used to do work on the base back in the day, and I would see like a school of them, like probably I don't know how
Uh-huh.
many years ago, but it was like a group of them, like a flock of them that
Uh-huh.
would fly together. I'll say maybe I
Uh-huh.
don't know 8 to 10, I don't know, but and every time I saw one, I saw a bunch of them. I'm like, yo, where the hell these? You know what I'm saying? Where they come from? But yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's crazy.
their mothers, they're governed by them too. And actually, to share this with y'all, if anybody wants any readings, we could do a few before we go.
Okay.
But I created a divination mat, an Iyami divination mat, and I'm getting ready to share it where people could buy it if they want to. And one of the feathers is a red feather, and it comes from the African parrot, and it's very powerful. So when they're doing the divination, they're gonna throw down with the bones and the stones, right? And they'll be able to do readings with it. But one of the actual icons is a red feather from the
Mm.
African parrot. This is it right here. If you can see, hold on. So you see that?
Yes, Ashe.
Now that is almost finished. It's going to be big. It's going to be on the mat. So
Mm.
when you do your divinations, you're going to get answers from the mother. So people could buy it,
Mm. Ashe.
right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely grab mine for sure. That's what's up. Okay.
Yep.
Let me see. Let me see if there's a couple more questions. Yeah. So you said you'll have time to do a couple of readings before we get up
Yep.
out of here. I
Yep.
tell
And
you
then I'm
what.
going to share the last thing with y'all, the African Magic book I'm coming out with people can order too.
I say that's what's up. I tell you what, I'm gonna sift through these comments. There's a lot of them, but this what I'm gonna do because Unique Tribe been showing a lot of love. I don't know. I can't recall when you joined the tribe. Unique Tribe, but I do remember you showing up every day, all day, pretty much every time I'm on here. I see you showing up and showing love, man. So with that, let me bring her to the floor, to ask some questions. So Unique Tribe, I know you said you wanted to get a divination, after the call was over, you're just gonna book and schedule. But if you got a question you want me to throw out there to Wunam now, let me just do that for you. Reciprocity for all the love and support you give me in the channel. I'll bring you to the front of the line with that. And then from there, I got another question. Durante says, my ears ring. I receive so much insight, especially in the left ear. Is there anything that is like that you can relate to that's kind of tied to that one?
And Devante, you need to when you get that ring in your ear, because sometimes you get message from the cosmos, you need to ask the ancestors or the alien family, are they trying to communicate with you? Tell them to ring your other ear, because I'm feeling like spirit is showing me that you're getting messages that you're not paying attention to. Your ear is ringing, but you got to pay attention to the messages. Just ask, and they will let you know why they're ringing your ears.
Wow, that's powerful. I'm gonna bring this one up because it's right in divine alignment. Like I don't know how far it was away, but this one was from Mia. Mia said, "What should you do when your ear ring starts? Should you meditate, pause, or manifest?"
When your ear ringing starts, you probably should meditate so you can hear the messages you're trying to get. Okay? Remember, because you have to remember when your ear starts ringing, there's certain frequencies that's being emitted to you. And there's messages that come through them frequencies. Sometimes they'll send it from the cosmos. And you again, how you'll know is if you say, if you're trying to communicate with me from the cosmic cosmos, ring my other ear, they'll let you know. And then pay attention to the signs that they're giving you. But I gotta say this as a disclaimer: make sure you go to the doctors first. Make sure you ain't got nothing else wrong with you. Most of the time, it's
Spirit.
spiritual.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I agree. Yeah, I agree because that happens with me a lot. I ain't say a lot, but it's happened.
Yeah.
And way too many times for me to try to count for sure. So that's definitely a common. And I've also heard that that's I feel like people who are like, star seeds, crystal children, indigo children, people who have that higher like spiritual
Right.
attunement, you know what I'm saying? Even without going through any type of ceremonies or initiation, any of that. Like some people are just born with a heightened
Right.
gift. And
Right.
so those are a lot of the people who I feel like have received a lot of these different types of, downloads or different types of communications,
Those are the
including
ones I was speaking about earlier that use more strands of their DNA.
yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So the ones that you don't use, those are the ones who are born as some of us are born that way. So I
yeah,
might use 10 strands of my DNA
yeah.
opposed to 3. Right.
Yep. Yeah, it's real. Because
Right.
even like the mind, like the third eye or mind's eye, first eye, all that has been a topic over the last 3 or 4 days on the show. And like those who like are ambidextrous, like people who use both hemispheres of
Mhm.
their minds, also, I feel like have
Mhm.
that, certain type of, and those are
Yeah.
like your geniuses, the people that get the astronomical, the astrological IQ scores, you know what I'm saying, and do
All
all
right.
kind of crazy. Yeah, that's that. So one I am was wondering, like, did you like they asked a question earlier? I can't remember where that's at, or I can't find that one right now. But when I am asked a question about the black sun, but they said about the black sun and manifesting into a physical avatar being. I really want to know what you think.
About the black sun, I haven't heard of that.
Hmm.
Right. But spiritually seeing, I feel like I'm going to say spiritually, I feel like there may be some type of manipulation with that. I feel like it's man, you know, uh, trying to bring that into manifest that into existence, but they're using different things to do it. So, I haven't really heard about the black sun, but you know, I need to see that for myself because I feel like man is doing certain things too now. Okay,
Yeah,
I really do.
that's a real thing too, because even like when it comes to crafts, like I know for a fact I've seen too many to count crafts that I've actually seen. I have actual footage. I think 2. I have video footage, and then I got pictures of several other crafts that I've actually seen that I
Mhm.
was able to capture. But I've also had a lot of experiences that I wasn't able to capture that I know was real. You know what I mean? I know you've had a bunch of them that you told me
Yeah,
about that I know are
yeah,
real too. So I feel like with that Black Sun thing, it could be something where because they do have the technology to, manipulate and create crafts,
right,
ships, all that from the ones that's crashed like Roswell, where they
yeah,
reverse engineer, the technology and all that. So they do
right,
have the capabilities of doing that. But don't get it twisted. There's still a lot of real, extra terrestrial activity going on as well. So it's like
right,
now you got to tap into spirit, in your mind's eye and that intuition to like discern what feels right if you
right,
saw
and
it
what's right,
right, because that's the thing that they can't do. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't
right,
have the ability to do that. If you don't have, like you were saying earlier, that neuromelon or tapped into a certain
yeah,
DNA strand, you don't have that access to that extra sensory perception on the highest levels. It just ain't. I don't care what kind of technology, you ain't got it. And I feel
right,
like that's where we have the ability to tap in and discern which one we actually,
right.
yeah, we
And,
rocking with.
and I say that too because the spirit has shown me it's just like China building a sun,
Mm,
right?
mm,
So I
wow.
feel like that's something they're playing with, but I don't think they need to play with that. They do
Mm,
too much. They need
right.
to stop playing.
Yeah.
What she's talking about, I feel is more, coming from manipulation of man
Mm,
and then putting that out there. You understand? That's what I feel like.
mm,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of different things going on, man. I hope I'm saying your name right, Queen Na or King. I'm not sure. Na Ma Ya Yashra Israel. Oh my Ya or me said that they want to know about the spiritual meaning of the red birds because she said they think I think it's a female. She said she think they love them or something.
Redbirds, are known pretty much to give a lot of messages from it's just different type of red birds though.
Right.
Right? So you got red cardinals, you might have red, other birds that are red. So I would saying that I'm gonna say it's the color that you probably speaking of, the color red.
Mm,
Now I'm gonna say really to me, spiritually, when you see a red bird, depending on what tradition you're from, Most of the time it means transformation in your life and blessings coming in your life. Okay? Transformation, blessings coming. When you see the color red and it's a red bird. Okay?
Gotcha. And also, tribe, what you can always do too, man, is factor in numerology. Like, look at the time when you saw the bird. Look at the day of the week that you saw the bird. Look at, what I'm saying, the year, because numbers don't lie. Men lie.
Right.
What is it? Men lie, women lie. Numbers don't lie. So,
Right.
numerology is connected to everything. Any form of divination that we do on any level, it's going to be some sort of number or numerical factor that's equated to it. So, if
Right.
you're born on January 1st, 1975, there's a message in that date for you, like straight
Right.
up. And a lot of different ones too, depending on how much experience you've had with dealing with astrologers or people who know divination or who know astrology and all those other things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a real thing. Let me see if I can find the unique tribe if they put their question in there. If not, let me see if anybody want to share any questions that would like to get divined on in real time from Wunam tribe? Because I'm looking for a unique tribe's question, but I don't see it. Hopefully she's still on so I can get it.
You're
Let me see.
welcome, Kofi.
She said numbers and the Lloyd Strayhorn. Is that your question, unique tribe? Or did you not? She might not want to share a question on the live stream.
She said numbers in the Lloyd Strayhorn.
Lloyd Strayhorn?
Lloyd Strayhorn.
Yeah,
Who's Lloyd Strayhorn?
I'm not familiar with that. It could be their question. I'm not sure.
All right.
I'll see if I can
Elaborate
browse.
on that a little bit more, the unique tribe. Numbers and numbers in you, Lloyd Strayhorn. What does that mean?
Yeah, if you can, unique tribe, if you can share, like, if you have a question, if you open to sharing a question, that'd be cool. And then let me see if there's any more.
Now, if y'all want a brief reading, we can read anything. I'm just trying to give y'all, a little bit insight before y'all go. If
Yeah,
not, then
I got one. I saved this one from way earlier, so let me bring this one to the floor. 'Cause I think it's a damn good question. That's why I saved it. So Namaya says, "What if you're a chosen one, but you came from messed up parents?" I thought that was a damn good question.
yeah, that is a good question. Let me say this to you. Your parents are not messed up. Your parents are mere human beings just like you. And a lot of times we judge them, but we don't realize that they have different journeys and destinies on this earth. And whatever the Council of Elders have put into play as far as their destiny goes, it could be to deal with life the way that they have dealt with life. Right? Your parents, and what I'm seeing with your parents is that whatever they went through in their lives with their parents was not the greatest thing. Right? Not the greatest thing. They've been through some things. And I don't feel like they was guided the proper way. So it looks like, opposed to them being messed up parents, they didn't know how to guide you. Right? Now, most of the time, I don't like to use the word messed up because I don't want to disrespect the vessels that brought you in this world. You're not supposed to worry about that. You came here to carry out your mission as being a chosen one. So you can't worry about what your parents do. And I'm gonna tell you like this: what Spirit has shown me too is that you were born here to save them. But in your mind, you're thinking they're messed up, but really, you were born here to save them. You chose them; they didn't choose you. You chose your parents, and you're a chosen one. So if you're a chosen one and you chose your parents, that means you are responsible for taking care of them. You see how that works? So you got to look at it that way. You can't judge them because their destiny on this earth is different than yours. They were only supposed to bring you here. And when they brought you here because you chose them, you were brought here to take care of them because you're the chosen one. They weren't chosen ones like you. Okay?
That's powerful.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad you said that too, man, because like I look at that in life, man, and I know you know, but and I'm sure a lot of tribe that's on the call that can relate to this too. But in life, I know that we choose our parents before we come in. And what's dope is I remember one of mine actually shared a story with me that was about something that had to be every bit, and I'm not exaggerating, I would say every bit of 7 to 12 years before he was born. And like it blew my mind at first, but at that point, I was further along my spiritual journey. So it kind of reminds me of like the situation with the lady who gave me the message from my grandma. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point I had already studied and like was on my journey enough to know that our children are a lot of times they're older souls than we are.
Right.
And they chose us to come, to come through just like a lot of us are that way for our parents. You and I had that discussion about, situations with our childhood. So I wholeheartedly believe that, so I believe that to be true. So it's like, that's a real thing. And I think sometimes we don't know what we don't know, but we also don't know the power and the potential that we're blessed with because of what we don't know. You know what I mean? So that's a real thing. Very real thing.
Just no, don't worry about them being messed up. What you do is you being that chosen one, pray for your parents. That's all you could do. Whatever they've been through in life, they had to go through. And you have nothing to do with that. This comes from the cosmic energy. It was already written in their destiny when they came down here. Okay?
Excuse me.
Alafia, ancient wisdom keeper, how are you?
He was talking to you too. I was trying to find the other message, but like I said, there's a lot of them. Let me bring this one to the floor too. Shout out to Diviner Rosita 333. Appreciate the support. She said, my 55th birthday is this month. I feel my power each day more as a seer, and I'm loving it more and more into my shaman energy. Can you give her any insight on her journey, Wunam?
Happy birthday. You're the same age. You're the same age. I'm about 2 months older than you. But listen, it's a beautiful thing. And if you're a seer too, like I, just look for your vision to get more stronger and your wisdom. Right? I feel like that I think differently than I thought when I was, 45. You're going to begin to feel the changes in your physical body. But as far as being a divine and seer, your visions are going to get more stronger because you're getting older. You can go to the oldest woman that was a seer and a diviner, and she could see through the depths of your soul because she's doing so many readings, and she's older, getting older, so her visions become even more stronger. So look forward to that. Look forward to that. It's a beautiful thing.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Shout out to Chloe Dior. She's a regular supporter. I see her every time we're in these Aje streets, man. I appreciate the love and support, Chloe. So Chloe said, could you ask Wunam about why withhold our icons? I feel like they're being held hostage by God or others. Icons. Are you talking about spiritual or revolutionary, Chloe?
Could you ask her about why people withhold your icons? I feel like they're being held hostage by my God, other. What? Yeah. Explain to me what you mean, your icons. What do you mean, icons?
Gotcha.
Because, a lot of times in Africa, right? Some of our brothers and sisters, now I'm not going to say sisters because I got some good, I got a set of sisters that were really cool and they're Christian, but they're in Nigeria. So we got together. They did prophet readings and I did divinations. It was off the chain, y'all. But anyway, we had stuff from them too. But sometimes when you order your stuff, if this is what you're talking about, from Africa, you got to know you want all the icons. But there's certain icons you cannot use until you get initiated. Okay? So that's why sometimes they'll hold your icons because you have to be initiated. So if you get egg-based shrines, right? They'll give you everything sometimes, but they won't tell you how to use the egg-based fan. Or they won't give you the egg-based fan because you haven't been initiated. So sometimes that's why they hold your icons, okay? I don't think it's right because you're paying your money, but they really want you to be initiated into that actual Orisha. Okay?
Sure. Yeah, shout out to the tribe. I got so what the unique tribe was sharing earlier with the numbers and the name, that was an author who wrote a dope book. Apparently, his book is dope. What the tribe is saying about numerology and numbers. So I'm gonna definitely check his book out. Yeah, so that's what that was.
Okay, we gotta check that out.
Yeah, for sure. Now I appreciate that, tribe, for sure. I'm gonna definitely look up his work. I got another one from. Matter of fact, I think Jay McDonald was one of the ones who answered the question too, or who made the statement about the numerology book. But with that, her question was, why do some of us that don't know our family members, or I should say, maybe is it how some of us that don't know our family members trace history? I can't only name my mother and her mother. I want my children, grandmother. So I think she's asking about like lineage and how to go back and trace lineage if we may not know the names of the great grandparents or the ancestors, etc. Like that is a good question. Damn good
Right.
question.
So let me go. Why do some of us don't know our family members to trace history? I can't only name my mother and her mother. I want my children, grandchildren, and great grandchildren to know. Jay McDonald, honestly speaking, spiritually, you can do that. A lot of times I tell my students, if you want to know more about your ancestors, there's many things you can call them. There's different things we could do. You could do the dream herbs. There's different rituals that we do, and we set up for our ancestors and communicate with them. We do sacred breath to our ancestors to get the names and to know our other ancestors. So there's different things you could do to have a connection with and trace your ancestral history, right? Okay, need a plug. So you can, let me see if I can use, I think that's a C. I think that if you have an ancestral altar set up, there's like the sacred breath you could do, right? Obviously, we'll have to talk about that later, but the sacred breath that you do, that you can actually communicate with your ancestors and get more information for them. They'll come to your dreams or they'll come to your visions.
Yeah. Private community call. I've been telling them. Matter of fact, we're gonna do one tomorrow, and I definitely am gonna make it happen tomorrow because it's crazy how things be coming up. But yeah, I'll get with you to see when we can set up another one too, man. Because the first one was dope, and that's definitely a private community call for real. Another question: how much more time or how many more questions can I get in? I know it's getting late.
We'll get a couple more questions in.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, so Reiki Activate said, may I have advice on leaving my 9 to 5 and if my spiritual gifts will provide?
Reiki Activate, Reiki Activate. Will you have how? Let me tell you this, Reiki Activate. Spirit said you're supposed to be working for yourself a long time ago. What you doing working for somebody? Long time ago, you should have been working for yourself. And yes, your spiritual gifts can provide because this is all I do. This is how I pay my mortgage. This is how I pay my bills. This is all that I do, and it provides, as well as teach too. But yes, I do see that you can, okay, provide with your gifts. But Spirit is saying that you need to make sure, for instance, if you got a husband that works, that he can handle the household. Because, right now, in these times, everybody needs to be bringing in something. So make sure that you have somebody to sustain that when you do stop working so you can just focus on doing your spiritual readings or whatever you do, okay? But yes, you definitely can survive doing this because I've been doing this for almost 20 years now. Okay.
Yeah, it's a real thing too. Like me, well, I ain't been no 20, but it's been a couple for me. But I'll tell you, like to be real, it's not for the weak. Like it's
Right.
not for the weak and it's not for the faint of heart. It's not for a person who doesn't have an unwavering faith. Like if you don't have a strong enough belief that you know what you know, what you know that you know what you know, and ain't like without a shadow of a goddamn doubt, then you might want to do some more work on reassuring yourself with yourself and your connection to the creator before you go that route. But if you have already like achieved that connection where you know you're a child of the creator and you know what you know, then yeah, I would definitely say do it because it'll be the best thing ever because it gives you a source of or a sense of freedom and a source of freedom that I've never experienced until this point in my life. And it's amazing because to be able to help and serve people in a way that I know I get gratitude or I feel good doing, you can't put that like for me, numbers don't equate to that. Like I could work a corporate job and make multi-millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. And yeah, that's cool, to have all that money, but I'm not going to have the sense of gratitude or the sense of accomplishment or the sense of just like being grateful for being able to do something that I truly love, specifically because I'm able to help people, but at the same time, I'm still able to get compensated for doing that. Like, that's a different type of feeling. Like, I don't know too many feelings like that, you know? So if you feel that confident in your connection to the creator, I definitely would say go for it. Like, for real, for real.
Yeah. Yeah. But just like I said, as long as you have that backup, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then also having confidence in yourself, knowing you could do what you do.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You could, you know, do many, many things in spirituality.
Mm.
So I definitely would go for it.
Mm.
And trust me, there's enough money for everybody to make.
That's facts.
Because you know, some people, yeah, unless they got ego, don't let that bother you.
Yeah.
There's enough money for everybody to make.
Yeah.
For every 10 clients I got, my brother got 10 clients over there. This one got 10, and it's all good because we all making money.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? Sometimes we all deal with some of the, you know, service the same people. Like, cause I got clients that it's certain things I don't do. I'm like, hey, holla at Wunam. I know, you know what I'm saying? I know, so it's like, that's a real thing. Like, for real, for real. Cause the ego, that's a major part. You can't have that. Because if you got that, then to me, that's like, I look at sports. When I look at sports, I see things like that. And I'm not knocking them, but I could just see certain people and the impact that they had in their sport and like the ability they had, but yet how they never seem to have like a harmonious time at a team. Like Terra Owens, for example, one of the dopest wide receivers ever to play the game, but he never was able to stay in one place because it seemed like there was always some sort. I'm not even saying it's ego. It could have been he just didn't want to deal with nobody's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and he called shit out. So we don't know the insides and know all that. But I'm just saying where there's not a energy or synergy, you know, with how things flow, it could definitely be something that, you know, it's not going to work. Let's see if there's more questions. Let's see if I could see. I don't see no more questions. I'm getting ready to put. Okay. I guess I'll bring this one up. There's one more, but Lamaya said, "Humor me. I am getting ready to play the lottery. Is it permissible to call it?"
Well, you know, not really. You know, you ain't supposed to be dealing with it like that. But let me give you some numbers. Come on, let me give you 13. Let me see, 27. You better take them all. I'm gonna say it fast. 13, 27, 5. Let's see, 47 they're showing me. And I'm gonna say 6. And if you win some money, you need to come back and give back.
I know that's right. Yeah, you got to give a love offer.
Right.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Nah, that's real. Shout out to Paul Lamar. He said, I'm from Orlando, here a year now, and just have my hand on E5, almost on goal. Love to see the family, especially. Yeah, yes, sir. Nah, I appreciate you. KBAC. Obakuso. Let me see. Dreamwalkers, are they real? That's another question. I try.
Are
Dreamwalkers.
Dreamwalkers real?
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Mm.
But let me ask you a question. Are
Mm.
dreams real? What is this reality real? Is this a dream right now? Is this a dream or is the dream real? Reality.
Mm.
Which one?
My answer would be I'll say this is the fake artificial BS, but the dream world is the real world. That would be my own personal opinion. What is yours one now? I don't know.
The same thing.
Mm.
I did a whole song about it called Real. What's
Mm.
real?
Mm.
Because right now we think it's real, but it's not. Our dreams are the reality.
Mm. I sure. That's powerful. And when you said that, we had literally 111 people in the room at that time. And I know 11. What's the symbolism for the number 11? That I know that's a spirit number. I know it's a.
I know you got my book and you ain't asking, you ain't looking at that book and seeing what the significance is number 11.
You're right. Hold on, let me pull that up because I like look. I
And
pull the books
African
up.
traditions.
I pull the books up all the time. So let me go ahead and shout this one out, boy. Because listen, I said it earlier. I don't want no smoke. I meant that, boy. I wasn't just saying it just to say it. As a matter of fact, I had to share the link, but y'all check out Wunam's book, The Cosmic Oracle, which is on Amazon. Y'all check that out and grab your copy because she definitely goes in on this one. From Antarctica to like extraterrestrial visitations to numerology to DNA, like metaphysics, like all that. Like it's a dope book. I ain't finished
Dream
yet,
interpretations.
but it's very powerful. I'll tell you that. from what I did gather. And matter of fact, speaking of that, have you seen anything about like the red water that's like kind of like melting from Antarctica? I don't know how
No,
old that
really?
story is. Man, listen, look up Google whenever we get off or you get a chance, look
Uh-huh.
up Antarctica, and there's like glaciers of ice that are, I guess, melting, but there's like red, like blood looking water that's flowing from the glaciers. They keeping that one kind of hidden. I can't remember where I popped up on that one at, but it wasn't something that just out on Front Street. I can tell you that. But y'all check that out, tribe. That's a real thing, man. I think it's Antarctica where
I'm
some of
gonna
the.
have to tap in that spiritually because you know I go spiritually, but this is where your numbers is at.
Hold on, let me.
All right. So we got all the different interpretations of the numbers. When you see 333, when you see 111. So in the book, it talks about the universe is talking to you. Let me get the book over here right. The universe is talking to you. Okay. Now I give you the African interpretation of repetitive numbers is deeply rooted in spirituality and the belief that ancestors and the universe is constantly communicating with us through different signs and symbols. Symbols. Repetitive numbers such as 101, 222, 333, 444, and 555 are powerful messages from the spiritual realm. When you see the number 111 repeatedly, it is believed to be a message from your ancestors alerting you to pay attention to your surroundings. They remind you to be present and mindful of the opportunities and blessings that are coming your way. And it's in this book right here. Okay, y'all? Why I keep passing it? It's right here on this page. This is a book. And this is the hardcover. You got the soft cover, Bemmy? Resale Bemmy? This is the hardcover.
Yeah, I think this is soft, but
Okay.
shoot, it still go hard. If I'm not mistaken, that's on channel page. Yeah, I might well say channel now. That's on channel 29, right? Because when they
Yeah,
read it,
right?
it is
I
a
think
channel.
so. Woman, I just got a, yeah, that's on 29.
Yeah, that's channel 29, y'all. So when
Yeah.
you grab your copy and you can get it off of Amazon, check out channel 29 to get to the numbers. I said it. Look, that was they say a Freudian slip, but nah, that was the real. It is a channel because like straight up, you see it in real time. She channeling, and when you
And
read
then
the
in the
book,
beginning, we talk about the Antarctica. So I'm gonna have to go in tonight and see what's going on with that because I haven't heard that. But in the
please let
beginning,
me
we
know.
talk about the Antarctica in here. I talk about the Antarctica in the book too. So yeah, y'all check it out. You can get it off of Amazon.
I say, yeah, please do that and let me know. And I'm I probably won't be. I might if I can get to it tonight, but I'll definitely get it to you tomorrow. The story that I found. It's a lot of links actually with the
Okay.
blood water coming out of the glaciers up there.
I'm
But
about to
yeah,
go to the shrines tonight and ask. I'm on the scene.
yeah, please let me know.
Because what Spirit is showing me, there is some energy coming from another planet, and it looks
Mm,
like a red planet. And what do they call the
Mars,
red planet? Mars, right?
Mars. Mm,
Okay,
yep.
yeah,
So
that's
Goon's
what I see
planet.
so far. But I'm gonna go in and see.
Mm, I should. Tribe, I'm gonna put the link to her book in the comments too. I'm gonna try to get a couple more questions and then we're gonna wrap it up. Okay, Real Talent All Over TV said Atlantis. Anything you got for us for Atlantis, Wunam?
Atlantis is under Atlanta. We're sitting right over. I'm in Atlanta. We're over Atlantis. Did y'all not know that? Did y'all not pay attention to what was it, Aquaman when they call her his mother Atlanta?
I don't think a lot of people did.
No, they didn't. Her name was Atlanta. Atlantis is right here under Atlanta. We are 4.5 hours from the sea, and I think it's the Pacific in Savannah. We are and Atlantis hides under the city of Atlanta. And it's not a coincidence that all your ancient souls are coming back to Atlanta. Yeah,
That part. Yeah, that's
that part.
real.
Yeah,
Look, y'all got a lot going on up there in the A. Y'all got a lot going.
yeah,
And a lot
yeah.
of it's good. A lot of it's great, but there's some other stuff too. But that's everywhere though. You know what I mean? But I love the A, man. Matter of fact, shout out to Outkast, the Goody Mob, the Dungeon Family. I fuck with the A heavy for real, for real. But nah, that's a real thing, and I don't think a lot of people put two and two together. And then it's also sitting on, if I'm not mistaken, I think like one of the 33rd grid lines or parallels or whatever too, as far as like what stretches across the country. So
Yeah.
it's or the corporation, but it's a real thing. It's a real thing, and a lot of people didn't know. So shout out to Goddess Lotus. She was like, "Yep, I knew it." But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah. And not only that, to share this with y'all, two things I'm gonna share before we go. The energy, this when I first came to Atlanta, when I would walk around, I would feel the energy. I knew it was connected to Africa.
Mm,
So Georgia fits into North Africa like a puzzle.
mm,
So this land was actually connected to Africa. That's why you see so many trees here, and you see almost like a Amazon forest that's here in Georgia. But years ago, Emory, they were doing some excavation, the students, and they found a city just like Cairo, with pyramids, all the big giant pharaohs like you see in Cairo. They found here in Georgia. They put it on the news and took it off quick and fast, and they're hiding it somewhere.
yep.
Okay, and
Yeah.
if you look at the exotic map, this used to be called Cairo,
Yeah.
Georgia. Yeah.
Hmm. Well, and shout out to Big Chief Rod Hayes and several other brothers I've had on the channel, man. That's deep into the history of the Americas. Like, I mean, deep,
Yeah.
deep. And it's like they've been talking about that and sharing that. Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, the I think it was Tribes of the Land, or Shrines of the Land. I can't remember. One of the last ones I did with Big Chief, we talked about that.
Mhm.
And we even looked up and pulled up like some of the ISIS temples. I think they were in Arizona. But I
Uh-huh.
know even the Grand Canyon, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot
Yeah,
of different,
yeah.
yeah. And there's
And let me
miles
tell you
all over.
something about this land too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pyramids. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell y'all this. We're at my daughter's house. There's a pyramid right next to us. And I know it's a pyramid because I spiritually tapped into it. When you walk up it, it was a pyramid, right? There's a lot of them in Georgia,
Oh yeah. I sure.
right?
Yeah. I
There's gonna be something that's gonna be exposed even more about Georgia real soon, y'all.
mm,
Stuff is gonna start coming up. And now you all know there's a lot of flooding. I did this on predictions last week. If y'all go look at my TikTok, I did predictions. And it's funny because I talked about a hurricane being like Hurricane Andrew, and they had one in my country at Cape Verde, and one of the islands had a big hurricane.
mm,
Blessings to the family there because a lot of people lost their lives. But here in America, we're getting ready to have another major hurricane.
mm.
You're gonna see hurricanes and tornadoes together, okay? But if you all know about Ifa, you know that the World Odu talked about some things that were going on.
Yeah.
The World Odu talked about the flooding of America, not just America, but the Earth. So this year we're going to see a lot of flooding.
Yeah.
And when you see that flooding, a lot of things are going to begin to start reappearing. This is what Spirit is showing me. Things that were hidden underground is getting ready to come up.
Mm,
Okay? Don't say I didn't tell y'all so.
yeah.
You're going to have some hurricanes this year that's going to be washing away some stuff because there has to be a cleansing that takes place on this earth,
Mm,
right? So be mindful. Remember, I told y'all this. When we start seeing this massive amount of water that's going to be flooding the earth, a lot of things are going to be exposed. And I'm going to tell you this, just like in ancient times. I don't know if I talked about it in the book, but Kemet used to be underwater first. All of these, scholars trying to debunk why the Sphinx has rings of water around it because the whole city was underwater. And then in one age, it began to rise up again. So what's going to happen here in America is we're going to see a lot of water this year, but you're going to start seeing things wash up and exposed. Don't say I didn't tell y'all so. Okay?
listen, boy, spirit is spiriting, because when you said that, all I could hear, shout out to the Fugees, all I could hear was Guantanamera. Wahila Guantanamera.
Uh-huh.
Guantana. Look, and then ready or not, here
Here
I
I
come.
come.
You can't hide. We're gonna fight.
Yep. 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 It's coming. Y'all better get ready.
Listen, boy, spirit is spiriting. I promise you on everything I love. When you were saying that, that's what I got. That was my download. They were like, yeah, Guantanamera. And then they said, yeah, we're gonna find you, ready or not.
And I'm gonna tell y'all this. It's funny because I was just, I had left the TV on. I leave the little, sleep stuff on, and they kept popping up twice. 2 days in a row, it popped up with the stuff that went on in Hurricane Katrina. So Spirit said, why does this keep coming on? I ain't put this on. Which is confirmation of what I seen. So y'all buy some blower bolts too. Go on Amazon and get y'all some blower bolts.
I should.
Okay? Get some blower bolts. Keep them in your house. Because some people don't know how to swim. Which you should, but if you don't, keep some blower bolts. If not, get some go get some of them cheap blow up beds and keep them in your house.
Yeah.
That way if you got to float off somewhere, you won't be able to float off, okay?
Yeah. Like air mattresses, yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell y'all like this: when they do that World War II over in Africa, this no joke. Just like they told us COVID was coming and COVID came.
Oh yeah.
Shut down everything. They told y'all that.
Yeah.
So you better believe it. If they say it's gonna flood,
Yeah.
and as a matter of fact, if y'all watching the news, y'all see we already had some places that flooded.
Check this out. I was gonna bring that up earlier, but I didn't want to mess up the flow. But even here in Florida, Daytona Beach, I seen videos online where Daytona Beach is no longer there. I'm not sure how old the videos are.
Really?
I just seen them like a day. Yeah, I think either earlier today or yesterday. I gotta do my own research, but I saw a dude, I think it was on TikTok, where he was like, yo, Daytona Beach is a wrap. Like, y'all better pay attention to these waters, man. These waters, like, they ain't no beach right now. So I don't know how old the video is, but I just saw that, I think it was today or yesterday, where Daytona Beach, like the river, like mommy was there. She like washing up on the shore. Like, hey.
Yeah, she should, because the last time we was in Daytona Beach, because you know we was going down the Palm Coast with the offerings to the sea gods.
Yep.
And to the sea family. And let me tell you something, there was real racist down there. I won't forget it. There was very, very racist in Daytona Beach. They had racist stuff all over the place. And I remember the energy was not good, but we did the offerings anyway. But if it's washed up, that's because them sea gods are coming to clean up shit. That's why.
Oh yeah.
And they need to clean it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying it for a while, boy. Big mama on her minute, she on her cycle, boy, and she flushing out all them toxins and all that old bull-ish. And so she can make way for the new. Shout out to my apologies, Goddess Lotus. It got lost. You know, and there's a lot of comments I'm trying to keep up, but I did see you reiterate that. So Goddess Shy Lotus had the question, which is a very
that's a deep question.
Yeah, so that's why yeah, I'm glad that I was able to find it and pull it back up. But yeah, that's a good question. What you think about that one?
Goddess Shah Lotus. You say, can people born through statutory rape be protected, spiritually connected? I am one of them. I definitely feel connection. You know, unfortunately, I'm sorry that you had to be conceived that way. But when you take it on a spiritual level, the ancestors don't look at it that way. Okay. We have to remember, when you are born on this earth for a reason. And a lot of times, some of us are not even supposed to stay together. We're only here to reproduce, okay? To make sure that we produce, procreate. So, as sad as it sounds in the act of how it happened, you had to come here through that person that is, you know, messed up, or the way that they are, okay? You had to come that way. Although that person's journey on this earth is not good, being a rapist and all that, that's not good. It's sad, but that nasty act of, and the thing, you know, I just hate to think about it, but
violation
had to be able to conceive a baby that was going to be powerful and chosen like you. Because remember, right? We are brought here for many reasons. We opt to come back here over and over again. Okay. So you had to come back. And of course, we don't like the way you had to come back, but it had to happen. And it had to use that person's DNA and your mom's DNA to bring you here to make you who you are today. Right? So with saying that, you don't have to do anything. You didn't do nothing. The person who raped your mother or raped you, whoever brought you here, they have to deal with the ancestors with that. Okay? The blessing in itself, though, is that your mother didn't get rid of you because of it. So Spirit must have shown her she had to keep you because you were going to be special. And you have a great duty, what I see spiritually on this earth. You're going to be helping many if you're not already doing that. Okay?
She already is. I mean, just the excuse me, like just her participation in the channel alone is doing that because she tapped in and she tapped in. Even comments, like frequency is real. I feel the energy. Her energy is felt here. I feel it, and I'm pretty sure all the other tribe members feel it because it's always positive. It's always powerful, and you don't have to like know a person. Or, for me, anyway, I don't have to know a person, see a person, or even know what they look like to feel their energy. Especially if it's a good energy, something that I want. You know what I mean? And so I feel like she's already doing that work, like just here. Let alone whatever. I don't know what else she's doing, you know, her personal life or whatever, but it's being felt here. So with that, I definitely feel like that's a real thing. And then shout out to Paul Lamar, who I think he's a new member or listener. He said we were just there not that long ago talking about Daytona Beach, and they were showing love to Emoja. Look, y'all might have been, y'all might have sparked the doggone, you know what I'm saying, the catalyst.
See, exactly.
y'all might have set it off in the, who was that, Lil Boozy? Y'all might have set it off in the bit, man. Like for real, I don't know. And shout out to Sandra Edwards. She said, "Mama clean her house." Yes, she is. She definitely.
She ain't done yet. Sandra, she ain't done yet. Wait till y'all see what she about to bring with these hurricanes. Yep, she is not done yet.
Listen.
Yep, but like I said, y'all better get your blow up boats. And you know what, Hanan, get some life jackets too. Get some. Yeah, get some life jackets. Look, you're only floating away.
Linda, listen.
Yep. The last thing I want to share with y'all before we go is, Arisa Berman, you might like this, and many people. You got some African magic cards.
Hold on, let me highlight.
African magic cards. And it has different African rituals. This one is, let me tell y'all one of them. One of them is an ancestral shield of protection. Okay? So I was going to do another book at the request of my students, but we decided to do African magic cards. We're going to have African magic 1 and 2. Each one of them come with 10 cards with rituals that you can do. African rituals, okay? For many different things. Protection. We got one for wealth. In this first volume, we got the ones for wealth, protection, and jobs. The next one is going to get a little bit more deeper, okay, and more powerful. So if anybody wants to get them, holler at me, inbox, or Arisa Bemi, you holler at me, and then I'll let you transfer to your people how they can get them and how much they cost, okay?
Mm-hmm. Excuse me, I say, yeah, with that, I don't want to do it on the spot, but I ain't gonna lie. Look, I definitely want to see when we can schedule another private community call because you were dropping some jewels. You said today that we got to do, you know, kind of, you know, isolated. So look, whenever we can make that happen, I'm with it, man. Because I'm definitely doing one tomorrow, but I would love to, you know, lock in another one with you to share some of that too.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. And then I definitely, you know, I'll share, you know, send forward the information for the cars, the book. I posted the link to the book in the comments tribe. Hopefully y'all saw it in there. And then I'm gonna see can I post it again. But real quick, too, Wunam, we got one last question if you don't mind. If you got one more, can I get one? Because I wanted to service the tribe first, but shout out to G Lady, man, and she already know who she is. Like I said, we open with her, and because it's her day, if it's anything we can get from her, not just for me though, but for you, if she has anything for the tribe, I don't know, you know.
Okay. Reiki Activate said, I dream of earthquakes in the oceans, land leaving, and new patches are coming. Reiki Activated, that's happening in Ethiopia right now. You see the land splitting, right? So your dreams are accurate because that's coming. That all these people who got bunkers, you know, they think they're bad building their bunkers underground and think it's going to save them and think they're going to leave us hanging and forget about us.
That's funny to me.
It's coming to crack them bunkers in half when I tell you, watch. They think they're real bad, right?
Yeah, okay. I talked about that on here before.
Really?
Like, nigga, that ain't stopping that. Like,
that ain't stopping nothing.
Ago too. Like, who you like? You don't know who you're dealing with. Clearly,
earthquake is gonna come tear them bunkers down, and they're gonna drop 10,000 feet under the goddamn earth. Let them keep playing if they want to.
Listen,
so
and like for real, I don't know where it was, but I saw something online. I think today where like the lightning was like going crazy, like striking down all kind of power lines and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, boy, I'm like Kabi AC up there turning up, boy. Like y'all, you ain't nowhere to run, man. Like ready or not,
Tell me her name. What's your grandmother's name?
Her name is Geneva.
But what message did you have for your grandson?
G Lady, what you got, G Lady? What you got here with the tribe?
You said you've been resting?
Listen, I know might not be to her standards.
Because she's telling me that you need to sit your butt down. She said you need to sit your butt down. She said, your grandmother said, tell my grandson, I said, sit down. Sit down somewhere.
Man. Oh, man.
And she said, to rest your mind, she said, you're constantly thinking. You got to stop thinking so much. She said, take a break off of the computer soon. She said, take a break.
Sure.
Take an hour or two off of your computers.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's funny because that's the same thing she told the sister who gave me the message from Nino.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Appreciate you, Mama.
She said, I love you, baby.
Shit.
She said, you got a lot of confusion. She said she's going to help you, but you need to come to her and tell her in silence. And you might want to tell her in silence because you know that you're your ancestor. And tell her if she can help you make the decision that you need to make.
Wow.
Your grandmother said, shorten your circle. You have some people, you have enemies. But she said, don't worry because she got you. Okay? She got you. But you have enemies.
Oh, I know. But
There's
they don't know.
There's a woman and there's a man that's talking about you behind your back.
Yeah.
But she said, don't worry, baby. I got you.
Oh, I know. I
She said,
for
she got you. She said, make sure she gets her tea and her cornbread and you're going to be all right.
I already, look. She been here the whole time. I lit her up. I'm like, hey, yeah.
Yeah, let me see her picture because I want to see if that's what she looked like as I'm talking to her. And I'm going to tell you, I seen a bright, okay, that's her face. That's her. That's her. That's her. That's her.
It's not a game. It's not a game. If it wasn't for her in the relationship we have, I'm not sitting here right now. Yeah? Okay. That's what I'm saying. Like, it goes back to what you were saying earlier about how the children choose the parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, we choose who we come through, right? So sometimes the child is the older soul or the caretaker, you know what I'm saying? Or the watcher for the parent. I feel like that with my children, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that for my parents. And I feel like me and you have had a conversation where there's a lot of similarities in our journeys as children, you know what I'm saying? Into going into spiritual journey. I definitely get it.
Okay.
I come in peace.
Right,
I promise
come in peace. Right.
But I can't speak for those who come with me. So please let me do what I came here to do peacefully. Please.
Right. Well, she wants you with you. She love you. She crazy about you. You her baby. So she's definitely working with you and you could ask her to help you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The tribe going crazy. They said, boy, your telepathy is crazy.
Yeah, we need to communicate more through telepathy. I've been feeling telepathic all my life. You know what? I'm going to tell you like this. We have the ability to do it. Why not? Why not? We can do it. We have the ability, especially after the Lionsgate opened now. Some of us got the ability to do it even more clear. So how you build that energy is do it. Practice with somebody. Practice with them. The more you practice, and that's with everything, even when you do readings or divinations or whether you do tarot or clairvoyant, whatever you do, the more you do it, the more powerful your visions will become. The more powerful, even with rituals. I teach in my class, even with rituals, the more rituals you do, the more powerful it becomes. You get to the point where you don't have to do nothing. You just think about it happen. That's the energy we're in now. Yeah.
I say.
Yeah.
I say.
Yeah.
Shout out to Paul Lamar. It says Shango ain't letting nobody mess with Obatala. They don't want to feel that wrath. Ain't no Shango without Obatala. Woo!
Sango. Sango. Y'all know I love Sango.
It's a big Shango, huh? Yeah, big Shango house for sure.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what's up.
you know our elders over there, him and Ifa Yinka, and they're over there now.
Yeah, I was chopping it up with both of them actually. Matter of fact, well, you can hit me up while we was on the stream. As a matter of fact, and then Baba, I was chopping up with him earlier too. Yeah,
Okay.
just made it. But yeah, Kabiation, man, all day, every day. We here now. So with that, tribe, I appreciate all the love, support. Wunam, you got anything you want to drop for the tribe before we get up out this thing?
I just want y'all to make sure you're prepared for this winter getting ready to come, and make sure that you call upon your ancestors to protect your homes, your family's homes, and everything else. It's very important this year that we communicate with our ancestors every day. Okay, so that's what I want to leave with y'all more than any spiritual knowledge. Y'all need to know that because I'm seeing like this influx of weather just coming, and a lot of us need to be prepared. Okay.
I sure.
Ashe.
Yeah, man, it was definitely a real one, as I knew it would be. It's a wrap. So we had
Yeah.
it way longer than I anticipated, tribe. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay down. I just shared the link to the this website, and then you can hit me on social media at Orisha Bami on Instagram or the website AfricanSpiritualityExperience.com. All the links are in the show description, family. So you can tap on the home channel of YouTube. All the links are in there, from Linktree to website to socials, all that. So y'all can definitely tap in with me on that for sure. So with that, I definitely appreciate you, Wunam. I'll holler at you to see when we can set up something else in the near future, and also just for me to invest in some of the new projects you got going on, as well as that other stuff. So I definitely get with you on that for sure. So with that, tribe, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for the love and support. Please like, share, subscribe, and we'll see y'all on the next episode. We out, family. Peace. Odabo.
Peace. Adabo.
ẹni tó gbàgbé ilé sàpò ìyàpọ̀ tẹ́ǹtì ẹni takísà ní tàtàn ò bá padà sílé anítìjàkọ ẹja lọ pé eégún mo sì ẹni gbẹ́rẹ́ ìpàkọ́ forsake not your ancestors and praise your.